I think we were funny. I think I'm ready to start.
We got something.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me when because I haven't been here.
Oh, I have no idea. Then never mind. Let's be funny. I got a bag of M&Ms right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the green M&M.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Google green M&M.
Use
Why
the
not,
filter.
Pina?
Keep your safe filter on.
Yeah.
No, turn off your safe filter,
No.
please.
Please save
off.
the new world.
Guys, don't save the new world.
No.
Take me back.
No.
Take me back to the old world.
No,
Take me back.
That's impossible.
That's not true.
Is it possible?
Take me back to the old world where we could make M&M sexy.
If I can't fuck a piece
Guys,
of candy,
this is-
then what's the world come to?
Guys, this is what Joe Biden wants. He's trying to take away our freedoms to fuck green M&Ms.
I don't like where this is going.
Pino, are you trying to infringe on my rights?
I'm just trying to eat these M&Ms without thinking about,
You're eating the M&Ms, Pino.
but not the green ones.
You're just putting them to the side?
Yeah.
That's sexist.
No.
Yes, it
That's
is.
eminence and
You're not eating the woman M&M. Wow, Pino, that's disgusting.
The Funky Anime Podcast are alien beings that reside in a nearby alternate dimension. 4.5 years ago, these bad opinionated beings started a podcast connecting their world and ours, and 2-hour-long episodes were released. This week, they invaded the Border Defense Organization, known simply as Border, so Pino can finally have a reason to gush about World Trigger. Today, another episode has begun, and all their listeners will be exposed to the fury of a good series with questionable animation adaptation for the umpteenth time this season. But can Pino, Chuck, and Garb really have an episode without another JoJo reference? This episode will determine everyone's fate. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Funky Anime Podcast. This is the 99th episode of the podcast. Can you believe it, fellas? Can you believe
Too
it?
many
shit.
episodes.
We've been around for too long, or not long enough. Joining me this week, shouldn't be any different, I like to introduce our newest B-rank agents. First, we have our all-rounder, with a preference for using a Raygus trigger. That's B-rank agent Chuck.
Hi, that's me. The B stands for bussy.
He's bussin'. Wow. And guiding him through the battle is his operator of choice, the man in the chair with info to spare. Well, that's B-rank agent Garbalax.
Hey, receptionist lady, just let him gush. It's gonna be okay. All right, guys, I'm ready to do this. Let's go.
And last but not least, we have the recently promoted to A-rank, the possibly power elite Pino. Hi.
He's not a
Possible.
power elite.
I'm a power elite. I'm A-rank. How is that? How am I not an elite?
That doesn't make you an elite. That makes you lucky.
Mr.
I'm
A-rank,
out
sir,
to get lucky.
how did I even pass to B rank?
Oh, easy. Do you see that chair over there?
Yeah.
You
Wise.
just fit in the chair. That's why you have it.
You know what? I'll take it. Let's do it.
You're the perfect fit. I've literally.
You're the only one that's scrawny enough to fit.
Yeah. I tried and it worked, and then
It was close.
And then I was close. Yeah, I was close. Almost. Not too much.
We did it.
Well, here we are. Again, we're the Funky Anime Podcast, the three A-Weebros. If you like what you hear before, after, and then, just feel free to follow us on Twitter at the three A-Weebros. Wow, I can't speak today. The three A-Weebros. If you want some more content to listen to, you can find us on all the streaming places and on YouTube. And if you want to further support us, consider subbing to the Patreon at patreon.com/3 3 A-Weebros. I think that went pretty well.
Did it.
Also, wait,
A-rank.
hold up. Hold up. I'm the A-rank here. Joining the Patreon also gives you access to our Discord where we talk about, anime, manga, games, and our live reactions to anime we watch, such as this show. So if you're down to chill, then by all means, hop on board. Now, what were you saying? Lowly
Mr.
B-rank.
A-rank.
Yeah, what's
Mr.
up?
A-rank. You don't have to join the B-rank wars. You can just chill out in B-rank forever, right?
Yeah, you don't have.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah. No, okay.
Great.
I'm chilling.
I love that
I'm not
determination.
doing nothing.
That makes
Now
you a
we're
power
grooving.
elite.
I'm determining that you're a little bitch baby.
It's
Whoa.
fine by me. I got the perfect chair.
He's got the perfect chair and info to spare. I didn't work hard on that one. My mind works in mysterious ways. Good times. Before we
Suck
start,
me in, don't worry.
how are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I had lasagna today, so I can't complain.
Lasagna and on a Monday, cursed, but also
I
blessed.
hate Mondays.
It is Monday.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Anything new you guys have been up to?
I'm tired.
You got
I
the
got a new
sleepies.
audio interface. I'm always tired. I got a new audio interface.
A little crispier.
Yeah, I got a nice new headphones, and that's about it.
Sounds great.
And that's it.
Garb, anything new?
Oh yeah, I've been playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Wonderful. What a game.
I'd never played it before, but I upgraded my GPU, so I needed something new to test out. And
Dude, what's your GPU?
now it's a 3060.
Damn.
Wow.
I got a 3070 Ti.
God, I wish I remembered what mine was.
Yours is a 2060 Super, I think.
Super. Oh, I love Dragon Ball Super.
I can't remember what yours was. It was something.
It was something. It's a GPU.
It's a 20 series for sure.
Yeah.
It processes those graphics.
Graphics.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
It
graphics.
does have graphics.
Yes, it does. As for
yeah.
myself, what have I been up to? I've been streaming Kingdom Hearts. I finished.
Yes.
I finished Chain of Memories, which was both fun and also terrible. I don't like the card system, but I'm glad I got it over with. I watched one of the movies and I started playing Kingdom Hearts 2, which is surprisingly pretty good. I've been told it's like the better one of the series if you've only played one, so that's good. I like improvement. But if you ever want to check out the streams, I'll try and be more stream conscious and actually notify people. Also, I've picked up. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, thanks to Chuck. We've been having a lot of fun with that. I feel I'm gonna eat dinner after this episode, but I'm gonna play some after that.
There you go. It's the true addiction.
It's the true. I hate it. That battle pass looking kind of nice though. I don't know.
Dude, just wait like 2 months until they release a new battle pass.
I'll have to do that.
I'm actively trying to help you with this because I know that you could just buy it, and I'm like, I can't stop you, but also no.
But I'm also very lazy when it comes to that, so I'm just like, I had to type things. I had to make sure it's all correct. That's too much brain work. But yeah, Hearthstone good. I've been playing Apex as well, but other than that, not much in the anime realm. We've been away. We had a filler last time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But now we're back. As the intro suggests, we watched World Trigger for this episode. I specifically picked it. I didn't originally put it on the list, then I did, because I want people to watch it. I like this series, I'm going to be honest. There's going to be a pretty big bias, but I'll try to be as not biased. No, I'll be fair.
Biased?
Unbiased, thank you.
I'm unbiased.
Yeah.
You're so close.
Unbased. I'll be unbased as possible.
Pino, you've never been based.
Yeah, I've been cringe though.
You've always been cringe.
That's my secret captain. Anyways, World Trigger. I'll go ahead and just introduce it lightly. And then, well, actually, before I introduce it, have you guys ever like heard of the series before?
From you.
From me? Yeah, because I'm the only one who brings it up.
Yep, and that's it. That's all I knew. I knew that it was a show, and I was like, "Wow, that's World Trigger."
Not just
and
a show,
seen it.
a shonen.
Well, I've seen it. I've seen it on Shonen Jump as well, but I've never read because I'm
Garb?
lazy.
Yeah, you've talked about it a bunch, so I'm aware of it. But
I probably maybe just bugged everybody's ears about it, including our Patreons. Thank you for paying $1 for me to annoy you. But I really do hold this series pretty highly. I enjoy it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, 2 years ago, buddy of ours, you guys know him, Zur, he told me to read it. I'm like, I'll read it. Ended up reading like 60-ish chapters in a day, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
That's nothing.
Yeah, but compared to you, I mean, you're a beast. You almost tackled the entire of One Piece in like a month and a half or something.
It was under a month.
Yeah, but I don't frequent manga too much. 60 is a lot. I have a short attention span. So.
I'm based, and that's why you are cringe.
No, I'm boosted. That's what it is.
You're not boosted. You are not boosting anyone.
I'm speed boosting in my Sonic games.
Dude, typical of you to be using a boost formula game.
Could not be you.
Could not be me. Sonic Mania all the way only.
And funny enough, when I started this series, that was when the author actually came back from a hiatus due to health issues. So I was just like, wow, this is...
Oh, sweet. Oh.
Yeah, this, I guess I'll just jump into the show's history. Written and illustrated by Daisuke Ashihara Sensei. I don't know why I wrote Sensei there, but I did. World Trigger started in Weekly Shonen Jump, February 2013. And then around fall of 2016, Arashihara had some neck injuries and some health problems that complicated, doing the manga job, outputting things weekly and just a lot of pain. And it got real bad. That is his big boss man was just like, hey, we gotta put you on like a hiatus. You gotta get better.
Like, chill out, man. You're not gonna do us any good if you're
exactly
hurting worse.
Yeah, and so on November of that year, they kind of just said, okay, let's just stop it for now. Luckily, slowly but surely, his health did improve little by little, and then World Trigger did return fall of 2018 to the manga world. And then he got switched over to Jump Square or Jump SQ because it's monthly, and that's a little easier with his health issues, so... We get chapters monthly now, and since then we've been having chapters pretty regularly. This month we actually got a chapter on the 4th. We got chapters 218 and 19, which were pretty good. But yeah, it's an interesting kind of history behind the series with the author. As for the anime, it began October 2014, ran until April 2016. Total of 73 episodes. For the podcast, we only watched 38 because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys. And then the second season actually took a little bit longer to come out, obviously because of that health hiatus. Yeah. Came out January the 10th, 2021. I remember that because I was really hyped to watch it. Total of 12 episodes. And then their third and most recent season actually started that same year, October 10th, 2021. And it just ended maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. And that had 14 episodes. And I saved it for last, but it was all animated by Toei. So we have a love-hate relation. Well, we have a relationship. They're stinky. Well, they were they're still stinky, but sometimes
there was a period of about, I'd say, 15 years that they were absolutely dog shit. Mm-hmm. And I did not like any of the animation that they did. But prior to digital, they were good enough. Yeah.
Now they just have access to a lot of licenses.
Yes, and now they can use digital correctly, and they outsource stuff to other better animation companies.
And it really pays. They a lot of their shows look better than they've ever had. Ever. Oh, yeah. One Piece, World Trigger, which you guys don't know about yet, and then Broly. Everything else. Broly, oh my goodness, that Broly. I still just like that Broly movie is amazing.
It's a good movie.
Oh man.
Yeah. Dragon Ball has the potential for that whenever they aren't just shitting it out every week.
Exactly.
Well, that's literally every Toei show if they're
Yeah.
not shitting it
Yeah.
out. Every week, then
Funny
it's fine.
enough. Never mind. It's not funny. I hate when it's just weekly.
It's not
It's
even
pain.
funny. It's just tragic.
It's really painful, yeah. But yeah, that's a bit of the show's history. As I mentioned before, we did only watch 38 episodes. There is a dub. I know that some of us watched the sub, some of us watched the dub. Probably I watched both because I'm
Yeah,
outside.
I flipped around a bunch.
I watched a little bit of both.
Gotcha.
Man.
And I guess we'll just jump into that presentation. First, I guess the voice acting. Let's talk about the English voice acting first.
Oh man, it's bad.
It's
not
tough.
good, guys.
It's tough to swallow. I believe it's
kinda
the Ocean dub. I believe the Ocean group. So it's. I think some voices actually work. There's some characters that actually have good voices for the characters they play. I think
Well, yeah, like Jin. is
Kuga,
good.
Jin are pretty good, and then everyone else is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I did hear two familiar voices. I heard Rock and Revy from Black
Yeah.
Lagoon. And I was like, wait a second, my mind is exploding. This is not real.
My brain is massively expanding.
Oh my goodness.
The only thing that bothered me about the dub was that it was just kind of stilted. They were
Oh, yeah.
really trying to time it up with
With the lip.
motion, yeah, and sometimes it was just so stilted and
Sometimes
awkward.
it's just not
But-
worth it.
Like you're saying, like the performances, I thought that they picked appropriate voices for the
Yeah.
most part.
I would say
close
that.
enough.
They casted well and they had good performances. I liked Shiori.
Mostly.
I
Oh,
liked-
Shiori was great, yeah.
I feel like that was one that did come out well.
Yeah, the one who actually felt natural while she was talking.
I think a lot of the villains actually did good too. I think Anadora, he was pretty
I didn't
menacing.
give a. This is just like the villains. I just don't give a shit about them.
It's true.
I'm gonna be honest.
But I'm saying their voices fit.
They were
Yuma.
boring.
Yuma's
I only
fit.
like the old man voice.
The
That's
old
the only
man.
one I can remember.
The MasterCard.
I'm old man. That's it. That's what I do, and that's it. That's all I remember.
dude.
They were all just generic anime dub voices.
Now let's
I don't
the
know.
most part.
I think Yuma
for the villains. For the villains.
yeah,
yeah,
villains.
yeah, I agree with that.
There was nothing there, Chief.
What I do like is that since there's a lot of like young people in this series itself, like I feel like at least the English dub, they did try their best to get like young sounding people for the
Yeah,
most part.
yeah.
There was one though that I just really grinded my gears. I was just like, this kid is younger. He sounds like he's like 16 or something.
There was what are you talking about? Yutaru?
No, that's Naruto. That guy sounds just like Naruto. No, not Yotaro. It was Midorikawa. He was the guy who basically beat Osamu out of spite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, fucking Chika's friend before she got abducted was literally just a pitch shift voice. Like it was clearly pitch shifted up to make them sound younger. It was atrocious. It was not good.
I must have missed that one. I don't remember
Oh,
that.
it was the most
a small part, but
disgusting
you could-
thing I've ever heard.
You could tell.
It was so nasty. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I like grew to love the dub just because anytime I watch a series for long enough, I become soft and weak.
I feel you.
But also the fucking Japanese
On the flip side, right?
cast is fucking insane.
We have all stars.
It's wild. It's just the craziest thing like you could ever pick.
Just looking at just Osamu's character, the main guy, Yuki Kaji, like that guy is everywhere. That's like Todoroki. That's like Nishikata from Takagi. He's like, and he's Kenma from like Haikyuu. There's a lot of Haikyuu voice actors here.
There's I think that's the same, I guess, producers in Japan, I can only assume.
Yeah, like me,
for the voice talent.
In the Patreon chat, me and Chuck, we just had like a little moment there. We're just like, oh my god, what the these people
Yeah, well,
are
because I was listening to it, I'm like, these people are far too familiar. Like, there's no way that this is real. And yeah, so they're all like,
It's like an all-star cast.
Like Jin is Kadota from Durara. We got Kuro from Haikyuu.
God, that's so
You
good.
you have Goro from Jujutsu Kaisen, which you guys haven't seen. I've seen a little bit. Just an insane haul
You know
that
what?
they had.
The one character I didn't realize, Replica, his Japanese voice. He's the Japanese voice actor of Doflamingo, and I was just like, "Excuse me, you can't be
he's
serious."
walking.
He's walking, dude. Shamovin.
He's always moving.
Oh my god! But if anything, I remember the first time I watched this subbed, and Konami, one of the characters, that voice instantly I knew. I was like, "That's Taiga. That's a good voice. You're a good pick." I like
They're
this.
just it's a good subcast for sure. If you, I would have watched it all subbed if not for it being long, and I wanted to do other things while watching.
I feel you.
So I had to stick with the dub, and I kind of like it now, but it's still not good. It's still not
It's
that
crispy.
great.
They're actually planning to do the second season dub, and they've actually got the boy Ian Sinclair is one of the characters. So
Oh boy!
yeah.
Now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, when it comes out, they haven't said anything. They said early 2022. It's still early 2022. So
Well, also I would say once again, as I go through all this, it's not really an attack on any of the voice actors themselves. They're fine. But like the delivery and like the line reading that like they were probably made to do, I'm like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah, well, whenever
On
they have to
God.
read the lines that are given to them, like you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
Some
Like they
of
did the
the-
best what they could do, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
And-
Jin's though. Oof, Andrew Francis did a really good job.
And
Just 'cause
something
he
that we'll be
sounded
getting
chill.
to soon will really, exemplify it quite well. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that soon.
but it's I again it could be Stockholm syndrome. It could just be a soft spot, but I like watching the dub.
Yeah. Well, and you told
It's-
us like
it's
watch
Stockholm
the
syndrome.
sub, and
You were
I
right.
watched.
You were right.
Yeah,
This
I
is
watched
like the one
dub
time-
to see why you said it was so bad, and I was like, yeah, I see it.
And the thing is, I think you guys know me. I've always been an advocate of dubs, but
Yeah.
I know my friends, and I'm like they're gonna trash it. I just don't go for the sub. But yeah, props to all the voice actors. You do good. You do work.
You could take a mix of both. It was fine.
Exactly.
It worked out.
Exactly. Presentation again wise, animation. Like this is Toei in one of the darkest moments in their animation history.
It's
2014. This was
Toei.
also
It's-
when Dressrosa was like airing, and that was terrible
Yikes.
as well. That was the point in my One Piece anime watching career that I said, you know what, I'm going to drop the anime at this rate. But yeah, there is no like. There are times where they get the proportions right, but a lot of the times,
not a lot of the time.
yeah, it's mostly very inconsistent, which is very sad because I think Arashihara has a wonderful kind of like clean style, especially in his manga, that didn't translate well with the Toei animation team.
Has it gotten better, closer to the manga?
Do you want me
Has
to
it
start
gotten
gushing?
well, no. Has it just been getting closer towards the manga
Um,
through, or is it kind of still a more stylized version of it?
it's closer to the manga.
But is it close to the manga though? Is it like actually close, or is it just
pretty close?
okay? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because it's just like with like Haikyuu, for example. After the third season, they did the radical design shifts back towards
Right.
the original manga, which I think look better and animate way better. But it's just interesting to always see.
There is a touch more edge in the third season, which I've noticed. And by edge,
That's
I
your
mean the
favorite,
characters look
Pino.
edgy, is what I mean. Like some of them look pretty playful in the manga, but they look kind of serious in the anime. I'm just like, this is interesting take. I dig it. Like it's very weird. Like, but it's still all good.
Yeah. It like just looking through like some of the manga panels that like I've seen and that I'm looking through now, I'm like, it looks good. It looks like a good manga. Pretty simple. For the most part, besides obviously action scenes.
And that's
are a little bit
what I
more
like about
advanced.
the character designs. Actually, it's all just pretty simple.
It's very readable, which I appreciate. That it's not cluttered. Like, God, I love One Piece, but sometimes Oda's just like, let's see how many boys we can fit in this and how many bubbles and
I'll be
everything.
real. The recent chapters, sometimes it's hard to follow.
Not this last one though. This one got me though.
That was the GOAT.
Dude, One Piece was crazy good this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I probably will take a dive into World Trigger because I'm taking public transportation to work again and I have time.
There you go.
Understandable. And
So
not a sponsor, but apparently you can read these mangas free now on the Manga Plus app. So
friendship ended with Shonen Jump app. Now my best friend is Manga Plus. But yes, also shout out to Shonen Jump not doing the NFT things. I think we talked about this last time we recorded. That they were like, there's something big happening tomorrow, and everyone was like, please, for the love of God, don't do NFTs.
No funny monkey D. Luffy's, please.
But then it was just literally just a merch line.
Right.
But it was a pretty fire merch line.
Yeah, actually, not gonna lie. It's probably not since they already moved to Jump Squared, but if there is World Trigger, I have to.
I mean, there was only
Bleach. I think they had Naruto,
One Piece, and Shonen Jump. That was it.
Yeah.
And I missed out on getting like some of the hats, which makes me sad. Because there's a really good Yamato one that I might grab.
Yeah.
It's very good. Anyway, stop this. We're talking about World Trigger.
We are talking about World Trigger. Again, there's I don't know, the color choices in as well in this adaptation is very bland as well. It's all pretty gray muted. I
mean, like, it's hard to really do that because of just the setting. Like, I agree with you. I feel like they could have done a lot more with color and backgrounds and whatnot, but like mostly it's either A, destroyed cityscape, or B, office building.
Yeah.
And you can't do a lot with either of those.
Exactly. And then that's I like that perspective a lot because that's like the first 38 episodes. As someone who's watched the entire series, they can do a hell of a lot better. They have done a hell of a lot better.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that it's
very
an excuse.
disappointing when I go back to season 1.
It's not an excuse as much as I can see how you can fall into that trap.
Absolutely. It kind of, it's strangely enough, it reminded me kind of like One Piece, like early One Piece, where it was like it had that kind of just samey kind of backgrounds.
I don't know. Old One Piece though, like, has that kind of charm to it.
Yeah.
That I don't think this has.
I'm not talking about like the story or anything. It's just like the actual backgrounds.
I know. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like the old One Piece backgrounds kind of have that like more watercolor feel that I really love. It has that kind of like nostalgic feel, and I feel also just because of One Piece having a lot more varied sets. It's just not great with World Trigger, and like I get why they didn't have a great time with it, but like also they did maybe like 2 sunset scenes, and those were the best looking ones out of this whole season.
Absolutely, I think they did that like early on, and then they did that like really late.
they did it. I think when they first went to not the main headquarters, but the
Tamakoma branch.
Tamakoma branch.
Gotcha.
And then something else, and I was just like, "Come on, guys! It's so easy to just make it look nice."
Exactly.
And you don't.
Now the one thing that is really nice, and probably the best part of season 1, is the soundtrack, the OST. The OST is bussin', dude. I'll be honest, dude. Whoever got the GOAT, got to find his name because I'm an idiot and I didn't put it on my notes.
Yeah, you told me he's like the same guy that did Mob Psycho.
Yeah, Mob Psycho. He did a lot of the Gundam things. Let me open Spotify real quick. It should be on my first page. There we go. Kenji Kawai, like that man.
Kenji Kawai's goated.
He's a legend.
I love that guy,
dude. Like his backlog and everything is so good. Just like I was just listening to other stuff, and I'm just like this. Yeah. I would like not knowing now that a lot of the Gundam things sound like this. I'm like I'm gonna have to take a dive. I love this.
I'm telling you. Well, like he did Ranma 1/2. He did his first. This is crazy, actually. His first work was on My Son Ikoku, which is actually a pretty. It was released in the 80s. It's a cult classic, basically. But like, oh man, that's crazy. And like just looking through his history, he's done a lot.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of kind of iconic. He did Ghost in the Shell 2.
He did
Did Fate Stay Night.
Is that Ip Man?
He did. Huh?
Is that IP Man?
Maybe.
I see it on his Spotify list here.
He did Mobile Suit Gundam, World Trigger, Mob Psycho. He did one of the new Kamen Riders. Oh, he did the new Higurashi. I didn't know that. That's cool.
But yeah, a lot of the songs.
Yeah, no, he's a very good man who does music.
Absolutely.
whatever you call those people, composers.
There we go. I couldn't think of the word thank you. You saved the show.
I saved the show, dude. It's the people who do the music, right?
I'll be honest.
Wow.
I'm gonna be.
I did it. I got it. Don't say wow to me. Say wow to him.
Well, I'll say wow to me. Wow.
Wow.
Not gonna lie. I just all the music is pretty good. The action ones especially. But I think my soft spot is actually just like the one that they play always at the beginning of the episode, the World Trigger main theme, the opera one.
I kind of hate it.
Nah,
I kind of hate it
dude.
just because of how many times I've heard 4 years ago, Mikado City was under attack
By the
by
neighbors.
an alien simply called Neighbors. But then, when all was lost,
Borders showed
a
up.
mysterious organization known as Border came and defended the city.
Oh my god, this is funny because I'm
Now-
playing it in the background and it works. Shut
I
up,
know,
Chuck.
and it's like now we are on the verge of another large-scale attack.
It's so this is so Toei in this time. They just needed to summarize everything every
I
episode.
know. Oh,
Stretch it out.
I
Oh
liked
my
it, but
God.
God, there's so many issues.
There's oh my goodness. But I just this soundtrack is just
It's a really good soundtrack. I will admit it's a fucking banger. That's one thing that like Toei usually gets right is their music. Their music's usually, not
if they're able to play the same One Piece songs for like 25 years,
oh my
like
God,
Jesus.
dude. That shit's busted though.
Dude, I put
Like-
I shared it with you guys, but my favorite track right here is Gen
Oh yes.
Geki-sen Kaishi. This is I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I mean, like it's just kind of crazy how good music can really pull together some mediocre anime.
Yeah, it is. But adaptations, yeah, man. It's whack. It's,
I mean, pointing at Dragon Ball, pointing at World Trigger,
pointing at One Piece
Pointing
for
at
like the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
majority, half of the time.
I mean, yeah, it's just pointing at Sailor. Well, no, Sailor.
No. Sailor Moon's
good
still pretty
adaptation.
good.
But they also have a fucking banging OST, dude.
Toei, why aren't you just frequently good? Why do you always have to just be half
Toei,
good?
why do you have to be bad like 60% of the time? Why was that the choice?
Man, it's
It
weird.
makes me so sad.
But yeah, music good. But speaking of music, let's finally talk about everybody's favorite section, the openings. All right. So this is also a strange era in Toei's life where Toei was just like, you know what? We won't have
Let's
endings.
go back to dubbing.
No, hold up. First, Toei didn't give us any endings. They stopped doing endings for some reason. So we're only going to be talking about opening 1 and 2, which we saw. Let me introduce the first opening, and then we'll talk about sub and dub. First opening is Giri Giri by Sonar Pocket. Subbed it's always been hit or miss for me, this first one. I'll like it sometimes, and I'll hate it sometimes. But
I don't like it. I don't like the Japanese version.
this is crazy to me. Please continue.
I have brain damage.
No.
It's simply for some goddamn reason. Once again, I want to say it's Stockholm syndrome. I just heard it so much, and it's so take it from me. It's not good. The dub opening is not good, like objectively speaking, but I love it. I think it is so funny and so awful that I've like come back around to loving it.
It's
Like-
it's a lost art, the dubbing of
Oh my
anime
God, it
openings.
is. It absolutely is. Like I miss when specifically like Funimation was
Yeah.
the kings of doing those dubbed openings and endings back in, but then they stopped doing it back in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, which was really
But then for some reason, all the Toei adaptations with this and the in Dragon Ball Super, they got dubbed openings for some reason. And I'm like, why? But regardless, it's just fun. I don't know. It's not a good opening either way. Like, the song isn't great. The visuals are bland.
I've got Stockholm Syndrome for the sub. The dub, I don't know, but it's like, I'll jam to it. I'll listen to it, but it's not my first choice. I'll be 100%
this
real.
is never gonna be my first choice. It's so bland. Like, animation wise, not good.
They go
a bunch of PNGs for the most part.
3D cubes, which
Dude,
is
we love
3D
Tryon cubes.
Dude, Tryon cubes. I wish I was a Tryon cube. But yeah, again, it shows again that Toei. I don't know. Toei was on something. They were on something.
Toei was phoning it in, as they were doing for the majority of 2005 to about 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just how they were.
I believe some of these frames actually in the first opening are also color spreads, which is I'm gonna pull some up, and you'll see how different they look.
Yeah, they probably look much better in the manga.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And
I mean, to be fair, Toei does have a track record of doing that with One Piece.
Yeah,
they use a lot of cover color spreads.
Color spreads
for openings. They made a whole opening about one.
I know.
Which
it's great.
That opening blows, but you know,
we love to see it, but we also hate to see it.
Well, that's why opening 6 is the best, because it has about 20 cover spreads on it. It's great. Yeah, no. Regardless, opening 1's not great. It is a solid C tier.
Yeah, it's mid.
Yeah, it's there.
Enjoyable, but it's mid.
Like it's just there. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, it's there, all right. I'm like, yeah, that is an opening for World Trigger.
That they play halfway through some episodes.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh well, I guess it's an ending at this point.
Here, I'm gonna share this one with you guys here.
Speaking of, I think opening 2 sounds a lot like an ending.
Opening 2.
Oh my god, yeah.
We can talk about opening 2 right now.
Let's talk about opening 2.
Okay, let me start. Low key, this is probably one of my favorite ones. It's an unpopular opinion too, so I'll defend it. But the second opening is called, let me go back to my notes here. It's called Ashita No Hikari by AAA. And it's a slower one. It's a very slower opening. I love it. I don't know. The characters are singing at the beginning, and there's like, it starts off really slow, and then you get like a kind of pump it up a little, and then you get a little rap section. I like it. It flows for me.
Yeah.
I think I like it. Once again, it's not it's like a low B tier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's never going to be my top pick. This one won't even be like my top pick for, you know, like Toei of that year.
Right.
You know, there's like a bunch of other.
There is noticeable effort though put into this one.
Oh yeah, like, it's much better than opening 1. The actual like color things where it has all like the characters. There's actually a lot of characters to show now.
I like the gimmick
feels
of them singing. I like that.
Yeah, it feels warranted that they can show all these characters now.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Now that they're actual characters. So I'm like, that's cool, I guess.
I don't like the animations they show when the characters show up. I think that's like the cleanest and coolest
good.
part for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I think
definitely
the
first 30 seconds though are just them moving their lips.
Yeah.
When they're singing.
I think the only best part is when they show like the villains, like that section there.
That's sick. Even though those villains blow.
Dude, that just gave it gives me Dragon Ball vibes. Like literally.
Oh, for sure. It's absolutely like Saiyan Saga and Namek Saga, like during the openings. Absolutely.
Oh man.
I also love that what's his nuts? His name is...
There's a lot of nuts.
Yotaro and Rajimaru are in the opening standing with the operators.
Yeah,
just
man.
like, where else are they going to put him?
Exactly.
And then they have what's her name throwing out the peace sign. I'm like, that's very
Usami.
cute of you.
She's standing right next to Best Girl. I have to be honest, but I'll tell you that later.
Well, we haven't gotten there.
I know. But the rap section animation is my favorite part, actually.
It's good. I like it. I also love the dubbed.
The singing.
The singing obviously doesn't match up The first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, I bet you sub. This is really like cool, but like
it is really cool, but
I don't know, but I like this though. It's just chill.
I'm gonna be real. Before I put this on the podcast, I would refuse to listen to the second opening dub.
What?
Like I could not listen to the second opening dub. It was ear grating.
Really?
It was ear grating
It's
to me.
good. What are you talking about?
It is a little weird because like none of the lines rhyme.
Yeah,
which
the English
this
dub
is-
just kind of.
And this is what
I
I was
like it, though.
kind of hinting at before, that it's just so hard to translate that, for it to get the meaning across and to spin it artistically. It's just so difficult.
No, I like it though. I think it's fun.
Again, now that we're here, I'll definitely say questions do remain. Loops around the game. Like this is the best part.
Loops around the game, asking for hope and hoping for an answer.
Dreams do not
cannot save
they're only for
dreams.
the young.
Sometimes calls to us from far away. It is.
Doesn't matter. I'm sorry, dude.
It is
so cheesy, but I think it's
So
cheesy.
it's a little weird, but I kind of like it. I like it more.
I like
than
how dumb it is.
I love it.
I like
dumb,
it.
I like dumb openings to a point. And this is definitely one of
I
them.
really think that this should have just been the ending song, though. It just they
They
already
played
had
it
a
for the
perfectly
ending
good
for a
What
opening.
they
couple
should have
times.
done or what they could have done is just not had an opening and just made that the ending.
That's also true. Speaking
Yeah,
of
since
which,
they play it halfway through the episode.
They do
anyway.
play it basically
good
at the
point.
end anyway.
So the subs, they'll play it like halfway through the episode, maybe even near the end. Dubbed wise, I noticed that they
so
always played at the
weird.
beginning. Bless the dub team, whoever
Yes,
did that.
they did.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dub.
because that makes so
it
much
through
more sense.
because you had to air it on television.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I just want to know why Toei did that. That's my big question.
It's so weird.
They also did that for One Piece. Like I started reading on the forums,
Yeah.
they're like, we did it for One Piece too. I'm like, what? What are you?
What was
are you
it?
insane?
They fucking. It always made me sad. I think it was Space Dandy, and I think it was Dragon Ball Super, that they. And it was Hunter x Hunter, and they shortened the openings to fit in like the Toonami time slot,
Yes.
and it made me upset because I'm like, Hunter x Hunter has like the best openings.
They got to do it as TV, man. They got to do it.
It makes me upset. So whenever I
Gross.
was watching it, I was like, damn, this shit blows. Why don't you give me the full one?
I feel you.
Ah.
Sidetrack, they did shorten We Go for One Piece on Toonami, but it actually works. It works.
Okay.
Which what did they just do it to like the actual singing part and not the whole intro bit? I assume?
No, they still do the whole intro bit, but halfway
Why
through,
don't they cut that out?
I'll get you a link. Don't worry, I'll get you a link. But it's not as bad. It's not as ear grating as I thought it was gonna be. Anyways,
That's so funny though. Why would they not just?
Gold
Okay.
Roger, the king of the pirates, attain this and everything else the world had to offer. It's time we're still. I don't know, man. They did it, but regardless,
Frame power.
regardless, if there's a takeaway from this, I like the openings.
It's mid. If there's something to take away from this is mid.
Good times.
This is mid. This show. Well, good times was had by all.
I'm pooped. Are you ready for that plot summary? I promise I'll be short. I'm a liar. I have this.
That's why I laughed.
Exactly.
I know, there's not a lot to talk about, and you're gonna make it sound like there's a lot.
There's a
that
lot
is
to talk about.
about.
I'm just kidding now. So, since we only watched 38 episodes, we technically watched maybe about 3 to 4 arcs. The introduction arc, the Black Trigger capture arc, the Border enlistment arc, and the large scale invasion arc.
I don't think those all count as arcs.
They're arcs, dude. That's what the wiki says, and that's what I'm going
The
by.
wiki's lying.
The wiki's lying. I only split it up as 3: intro, border enlistment, and like large scale invasion. But I trust the wiki. Last time I didn't trust the wiki, and we got called out. But yeah, I'm ready to jump in. You guys ready?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right. 4 years. No, I'm kidding. In the intro arc, we meet Osamu Mikumo. He is a border defense agent, average high school student, trying to be a normal guy, while at the same time not be a normal guy because he is a C rank agent for the group known as Border, or the Border Defense Agency. Who is Border? Well, 4.5 years ago, a mysterious gate opened in Mikado City, and they were attacked by beings from alternate dimensions. World could not effectively defend themselves. Border stepped in, And then 4 years later, Border becomes a massive kind of military facility defending Mikado City. They're also centered in the middle of Mikado City, so just to give you a heads up on that. You see them fighting in cities a lot. They're fighting in the restricted area where there shouldn't be any people. So just in case you wanted to, if you were thinking about that, I got you covered. Anyways, while he's at school, there is a new transfer student, as you do, by the name of Yuma Kuga. Yuma Kuga is a very strange boy. He doesn't want to take off the ring or listen to the rules. We don't like that. Actually, we love that. After some problems with the local bullies, and after being dragged into the restricted area, we learned that Osamu is pretty weak. He can't really defend himself. He's more of just the morally correct character. Yuma's just like, what was this nerd doing? Like, you didn't need to be here. I don't need to help you. Yada yada. Enter a gate that unleashes a neighbor. Bullies run off. Osamu says, "Hey, Yuma, stay back. Let me deal with this." Yuma says, "Haha, wait. Let me do it." We find out Yuma is actually a neighbor from the other side of the gate, and he's come to Medan, or the planet Earth, to find a long lost friend of his father's, who is said to be a member of Border. While at the same time, Border notices there's a weird trigger usage in the area, and they're like, this isn't one of ours. So they start suspecting that there's some foul play in the area. A couple days pass, another neighbor attack on the school. Osamu again tries to be the hero. Doesn't really work out. We learn really early Osamu is not your typical shonen protagonist. This man's weaker than my knees right now, shaking in his boots. But he's got a bit of a hero in him. He's
a little bitch baby.
Why you gotta say that to the boy?
Because he is.
Nah, he just wants to do good. He just doesn't have the means to do good. Or the physical prowess.
If you are not strong enough to fight for it, then are you fighting for it at all?
Well, if you had given the chance to help someone, would you just stand there or at least try to do your best?
Oh yeah, but then I'd do it.
Well, yeah, but just because you're a big Alolan ego raptor.
Dude, that's me.
Yeah, and I'm small little mouse boy.
You're rat boy.
You can't. I'm not a rat, I swear.
You're a little rat. You like
shit.
cheese.
No, I do like cheese.
He loves to nibble on the cheese that I leave out for him at night.
Cheese. I feel like Homer. Anyways.
Homer.
I like when Homer eats. It makes me laugh. Sorry, I just had to get it off my chest. But anyways, Yuma steps in. He's like, Osamu, you're weak, but I like your tenacity. I'm gonna help you out. He defeats the neighbors in the school, and he's like, you're covering for me, right? And then Osamu's like, what? And Yuma's like, cover for me, dude. I can't be caught. Osamu gets all the praise. A-rank agents show up in the form of the Arashiyama squad, the face of Border, and they're like, hey, good job saving the city, but you got to go back to Border headquarters because you're not allowed to do that. You're a C-rank agent. You're only supposed to use that in training. So he does. As he's on his way there, he's stopped by Ai Kitora, one of the members of Arashiyama squad. She is very, very mean, stubborn, but also very disciplined. They have a little bit of a conflict, but then, lo and behold, neighbors show up where they shouldn't be in the city, and so they spring into action with Yuma helping in the background. Kitora then kind of eases up on him. He's like, he's a good-natured kid. I guess I'll cover him for this time. Osamu then talks to the big brass of Border, and they're like, hey, Osamu, why you breaking the rules, dog? And Osamu's like, because wouldn't you break the rules? And they're like, no. And then they're like, wait, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So they'll let him off the hook with the help of Jin, who is the Power Elite, probably the coolest character, and one of the only S-rank agents in Border. Jin is a funny man. I don't know. his introduction is it still makes me laugh. He's like,
good. I like him.
move out the way, power elite coming through. I don't know. He's cool.
I like Jin.
I like his jacket. I'm going to steal his jacket.
No.
I'm taking it from him. You can't stop me. Wow, nobody stopped me. Okay, cool.
You can grab it, dude.
Nah,
He
awesome,
left
dude.
it there.
He left it. Oh, it's Tryon. It's gone. It's all gone. But anyways, once they finish talking to the members of Border or the head honchos of Border, the top brass are like, so we suspect there's a neighbor. Let's send our top squads to find him. Jin is like, I can tell the future and I'm going to stop you. So he stops them effectively the first time from getting Yuma. Second time, not so much. Yuma ends up fighting the Miwa squad with the coolest spear-wielding guy, Yosuke Yonea. And they have a cool little kind of like interchange, little battle. We kind of start seeing how battles and what the power system is in this world. Everybody fights in a Tryon body, which basically replaces your physical body. And they all have specialized Tryon weapons in the form of guns, shields, funny-looking cubes, and swords, and/or shields. I thought that was very strange at first, not gonna lie. I'm just like, but you can just use regular swords. Then I remembered our weapons don't work, so
Yes.
kind of, you hate to see that.
Why don't they just use real guns?
They used real gun 4 years ago, and that's why the narrator reminds us every day. Real guns
So
were
I don't
used 4
forget.
years ago. Don't do it. Don't. And then the intro plays. But yeah, Yuma effectively, strategically, kind of basically defeats them with the help of Jin stopping the snipers. And Miwa squad's like, I'm angry. I gotta go out of here, man. And so they leave. Jin's like, hey, you and the little girl that I forgot to introduce earlier, Chika Matori, you guys should join our branch in Tamakoma or else you'll be pestered by these A ranks. And they're like, sure, let's go visit. We meet the team there of Tamakoma branch. It's a smaller little subunit of the whole kind of border organization. A lot of colorful characters, which is fun. And a capybara, which I honestly didn't know what it was until I read this manga.
You didn't know what a capybara was before this?
Nope.
What?
I'm 100%. I've never heard of a capybara.
I know.
And it's funny because they derive from South America, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I've never.
you don't-
I'm only known. I'm the llama guy. Okay, I'm not the capybara guy. I'm the llama.
That's wild.
It's crazy. They're usually in Argentina. That's why I'm Peru. Is the difference.
I'm just like, how
I've never seen the coconut doggy. I'm gonna be honest.
They're so sweet, though.
Funny tangerine.
I know. And then after I found out about the funny coconut doggy, then I saw the funny coconut doggy memes where it's like, okay, I pull up, and I was like, this is
I pull up.
how about the after party? Like this coconut doggy's great. I love coconut doggies now. But yeah. So while they're hanging out at Tamakoma, more A-rank agents are sent to capture Yuma. Jin then enlists the help of the Arashiyama squad, and they're like, "Hey, let's make sure these kids don't get bullied to death." Sure.
Let's bully the kids.
And I do like this section, despite it being really, really slow compared to the manga. Because they start, talking about like, oh yeah, this is what this weapon does. This is what this weapon does. Despite it being very handholdy, I liked it. I liked all the little fight scenes in between.
I don't know what they do still. I just know there's bigger and smaller weapons, and one of them has a shield.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
They're kind of subdivided into 3 types of, I guess.
Well, yes, that's what I know.
Yeah. Each of their powers are kind of defined in the trigger, which is a kind of, I like calling it a lightsaber, but it's not really a lightsaber. It's more like a stick you have, and inside the stick you have like little mods you can use to kind of switch out at your leisure. Ones that will exchange your body with a Tryon body, one that will give you a funny sword, one that will make you bail out or not. It's just like, kind of like upgrades to a weapon thing. We can get into more specifics later, but I don't want to bore you.
Okay.
That's for the after episode.
That's for the after episode.
What do they call it in the
after I
show?
leave.
That's for the end. It's World Trigger Facts, right?
There it is.
Yeah.
Fab facts.
Yeah, we'll
Fast
have
fab
facts at the
facts.
But anyways,
That was the best part of the anime, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that. Anyways, after being thwarted by Jin, now that we know he's a black trigger user, which is just a regular trigger, but it's much more powerful and fancier, and only cool kids can use it. Except for Jin's, like maybe 12 or 13 cool kids can use it. But yeah. They effectively stop any advances from the A-rank agents to capture Yuma, and then enlistment day arrives, and they all have their roles. Chika decides to be a sniper, which is pretty cool. We find out that she's also like a monster when it comes to like energy and Tryon, so she'll basically wreck anything in her path.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that Tryons are just midichlorians?
I did, actually. Not gonna lie. I made a lot of parallels to a lot of things.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. It's kind of dumb.
It's funny to me. I like it. It'll get more nuanced and more in depth once.
Yeah, it seems both overly simple but overly convoluted at the same time.
Don't worry, it won't be as hard to understand. This first half is, again, the first 38 episodes are essentially a whole intro kind of thing. Once the B rank wars start, that's when things get spicy. But
dude, on February 5th?
On February 5th, don't miss tonight, the second round of the B rank wars. Dude, I can't wait to post that every year and forget next year.
Yes, correct.
But yeah, they enlist into Border, and due to Mikumo's heroism in those two previous incidents, he's promoted to B rank, which is kind of funny to me. But hey, merit gets you stuff. Everybody finds out that Yuma is just like really, really good at what he does, beating like world records inside Border of defeating like practice neighbors, which was really funny to me. And then Chika ends up blowing up a wall while using a sniper rifle, which also was very funny to me because. Yes. Fred Flintstone comes out. I mean, Mr. Kinuda comes out, and
Fred Flintstone.
He looks like a combination of Fred and Barney.
He looks like an egg.
He looks like Peter Griffin.
He does not look like Peter.
He's Peter Griffin.
A little bit like Peter.
Chica Amatori, what are you doing with that sniper rifle, Chica?
Chica, you need to stop shooting.
That's okay. Brian will fix it. What?
Brian.
It's okay. She'd never shoot a person.
She'd never shoot a person.
Brian, get in front of the gun. Get shot by the child.
I love this show. Peter, go home. You're drunk. I'm sorry.
Why does Lois laugh like Peter too? They're just all slowly merging.
They've all been infected.
They've all the Griffin virus, the G virus from Resident Evil. No. But yeah, basically the two youngest make a name for themselves, and everybody's wondering what this Four Eyes man can do. Especially a very edgy looking boy by the name of Soya Kazama. He's just like, I wonder why Jin went to all this trouble to defend these three guys. Let me challenge Four Eyes. So they have a close little battle. Osamu effectively shows us once again that he is hot doo-doo at fighting. But after 10 rounds, Kazama's like, hey, I don't know what Jin sees in you, so bye. And Mikumo's just like, shoot, I let Jin down. Hey, wait, give me one more round. In that round, he starts thinking and using his brain and effectively manages to get a draw between himself and Kazama, which was pretty cool. You got a pseudo win, not really a win, but that rumor blows out of proportion. Everybody's like, wow, these three people, they're monsters. Wow, like crazy. All but one kid, an A-rank agent by the name of Midorikawa, he's just like, let me put you in your place, ratio. And so he effectively ratios Osamu by basically beating him up.
Effectively ratios this man.
Yeah, man. His Twitter career is over.
It's gone.
But the lie detecting Yuma shows up, and he's just like, what? How can you do this to one of my own? How dare you? You know what? I may be a C-rank agent. You and me, let's battle. If you win, if you win, you can bully me. But if I win, you call him Mr. Mikumo. You got that? Mr. Mikumo. And so they battle, and Yuma basically plays him like a goddamn fiddle, wins, and everybody becomes friends after that, which was friendship, hooray! Yeah. I thought that scene was pretty cool. It just shows Yuma's character. He kind of grows. He was a very mean kid at the beginning. I don't know if you remember how mean that man was.
Oh yeah,
but he yeah. Oh man, he would beat up people like there was no tomorrow. Good old Yuma. Anyways, after that, everything kind of settles down, goes to normal. Jin has a future sight, thanks to a side effect, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna be attacked by an enemy nation, so we got to prepare." So everybody is now, preparing and in slight fear of a neighbor attack. Lo and behold, the first large-scale invasion occurs, just as Yuma, Osamu, and Chika are having a nice little lunch. And this is kind of where the show stops being as slow as potatoes and becomes slow as potatoes with action. Yes. First off, let me just ask you guys this. I know pacing is a big issue. What did you guys think of the first half before that, the invasion?
It's fine. Like, there are some interesting bits. Don't understand what the Black Trigger retrieval shit was really about. Mm-hmm. Like, they talk about the rivalry between branches, but then they don't talk about that ever again.
Yeah, that's one thing I did realize too. So I can kind of shed some light. I don't think they typically focus on it after, because it kind of goes a little down under with the events of the large-scale invasion, but there's factions...
They go to Australia?
Oh! No, but maybe Canada. Anyways, there's a group of people in Border in which they were personally like neighbor attacks literally messed up their lives. Like, either their families got rocked, their homes got rocked, their livelihoods got rocked, and they just straight up hate just neighbors in general. There is a faction that just wants to protect the city. They don't harbor any ill will against the aliens. And then there's the Tamakoma branch, which is like, hey, why don't we just, there's some nice guys out there. We can just go ahead and chill and work together. And so it's kind of, it's weird. It's not even like that the kids are like mad at each other. It's more like the top brass. They're just like, yeah, you can't do that. We can't lose face. We have to it's adult type stuff, which is interesting to have, but also kind of weird to have at that moment in that series, I think, at least in the first half. But yeah, I think that theme kind of does seem to go a little, it becomes less important as the series goes on, but it is a good point. It's a bit of a rough kind of, it's just in there, for that bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine, I guess. Characters are somewhat engaging, but not all of them. Mm-hmm. And it's fine.
I will say the same thing that I had with Haikyuu, where I just couldn't remember names. The show is atrocious when it comes to that. I could not remember any names.
Haikyuu is easier because they actually all look distinct and have distinct personalities.
Yeah, but myself, as you remember in that episode, I could not remember.
Yeah, because you're brain damaged.
Exactly.
Welcome to every single episode for me.
Yeah, basically, it's really hard. I'm glad they call Four Eyes, or else I wouldn't remember Osamu's name.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it is very hard to kind of just remember some characters, especially because they'll show up sometimes and then they'll kind of disappear doing their own thing, which is a detriment, but also kind of a plus, because it's not like the characters are not happening in the world. The world is just happening around the characters, which is nice. I'm going to admit it. That first part was pretty slice of lifey.
But it wasn't good slice of life.
Which is funny because I enjoyed that first bit a lot.
I mean, it's fine.
It's
but
weird.
It's not good slice of life.
And the funny
slice
thing
of life
is,
gives us more in-depth look at the characters.
The funny thing is they slipped a lot of filler in there. Or not a lot, but bits of filler. I
could tell there was filler.
Which is very surprising to me, because without it, this could have been maybe 4 or 5 episodes tops, maybe 6.
Yeah.
But again, it's a choice that Toei made, which it, again, could be a detriment, especially for people trying to get into the anime series, which is a bit of a shame. I'll be honest. Like, I remember the first time I was like, I want to read the manga. But here I am already watching all the 38 episodes twice in a sitting. So, not in a sitting, but in the course of the time we had. So, it shows that I'm insane. Regardless, I do think there is a bit of charm to the first half, but it is slightly lessened as the series progresses, which is good and bad. All right, you guys ready for the shorter but more important large-scale invasion?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the large-scale invasion. The nation of Afto Crater was the ones responsible sending the most recent neighbor attacks on the city. They were using that as reconnaissance to, one, figure out the strength of Border's military, and two, to figure out the baby birds they could steal or the Tryon supply that they would need for their country. Essentially, they've now sent out a huge armada to Mikado City to capture agents without the bailout function, which is kind of like a safety precaution for agents in case they are heavily damaged or wounded. They were just like, hey, these C-rank agents, they're looking kind of nice.
Yum,
so,
yum, yum, yum.
So they start cubifying all of them, which...
You are now Minecraft!
You are... no! Dude, after Crater, literally they said, oh, I bet they don't have... They have it. Square!
Square!
And they just start zapping everybody. It's pretty funny to me. I'm not going to lie. But regardless, we do see a lot more teams showing up in the fray, not just Tamakoma. Or just Yuma and Osamu, which I liked. Doesn't really make sense now because, again, we only watched 38 episodes, so a lot of these character introductions and personalities might not be as memorable as they become later on. But it is a good way to kind of just, I think it was nice to open up the world and see how battles or tactics start forming.
Yeah, the fight, specifically the fight with the red hair man.
Mm-hmm.
With like the team, that was the best fight in the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's in my humble opinion, that's the
no,
best
I agree. That was probably my favorite. It's a highlight.
It shows the coordination of the team, the individual personality of the team, while also showing the different side effects, which also is a stupid fucking system, by the way.
Side effects. Luckily, they're not important though. It's not pivotal. But go ahead.
What do you mean? It's the man can see the future. How is that not pivotal?
Well, you'll see. As soon as again after the 38 episodes, we get a big old shift.
But like they're all just like, I can do this thing that makes it unique, and like they don't do enough of it because that to me at least that seems like that would be a huge help to like every single combatant. So like. I don't know, man. It's really bizarre. Right. I don't know why they picked that. I think it's dumb.
Side effects are... I feel like they needed a power kind of like another kind of mystical power kind of system alongside their kind of already established like fighting style. But again, I always see that as like something that sits in the background. Because, for example, there's one guy with a side effect, Kukuchihara, with just really good hearing. Like that guy who can just hear everything.
Well, yeah, but I only remembered 2 side effects.
Yeah, there's the dude that can remember stuff really well, but then he's like, "Oh, but I don't really learn it. I just cheat and use my side effect."
Yeah. Oh, right. You did meet Sua, or not?
I think it's dumb. I think it wasn't introduced well. It didn't help anything besides, the crossroads of fate are happening in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We can inject plot juice into anyone whom we please.
I know, and it's dumb, and I hate it.
Luckily, I think it's only a handful of characters that actually get this power.
Yeah, but why introduce it?
I thought they all got them, but just most of them aren't useful.
I think Jin has it, Yuma has it, Chika has it, Kukuchihara has it, and Sleepy Guy has it.
Okay, so it's just plot
and those
juice.
are literally, it's only like a select few.
But then why introduce it as this big thing that has like literally like life shifting, like?
Well, that's just Jin.
Yeah, but why does Jin have it?
Jin's special. Don't you see
Well,
his
yeah, but-
cool glasses?
But there's been no explanation. Is it just random? Is it like based on like the try-on abilities?
Oh yeah,
Like,
no.
how-
Replica explains it.
What did he
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, so it's a high. It's like when you have like a high affinity with the Tryon. Like if you have a good amount, and you're like,
So
You-
only 5 people have a high affinity with Tryon in the whole.
Chica technically
Portal?
has 2 side effects, essentially.
What?
But
His tooth?
I can't tell you the second one. I'm sorry. Technically, it's 2.
It's so dumb.
I think you're
God, I'm
overthinking it. It's not
I'm
like a
getting
power
upset
system.
now. I'm getting
not a
upset
power
now
system.
because it's dumb. Oh man, I
But again,
liked
look,
watching
Yuma-
the show,
but look,
I don't remember why.
Look, look. Again, let's take a look at Yuma. Yuma, his only side effect is he can tell if you're lying or not. Right?
Is that his? Wait, I thought that was just him.
Nope, that's a
So
side
it's a
effect.
Side of-
So, wait,
what
so
the
it's a
fuck?
stand?
That's a side effect.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
can like
God.
literally tell if you lie or not. That's it. It has nothing to
They
do with the
didn't
fighting.
They didn't explain that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they did.
did.
What?
I remember
Replica
that. Come
did
on.
that.
Oh my God,
Replica
that's
did
so
it. Yuma himself said it. Osamu
That's
said
so
it a couple times.
I know he said that's a dumb lie, but I thought that was just him.
No,
being-
that's his side effect. That's his only
That's-
side effect. He's just
that is-
really good at combat.
That is so stupid. That is the dumbest thing. I think.
No, that's how he knew that Osamu was genuine. 'Cause he's
Osamu
like,
was
"Oh, I can
genuine, that
tell
the
you
bullies
aren't
weren't
lying to
genuine.
me."
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so dumb.
That the border officials weren't lying
my
to him.
God, that's
Yada yada.
so stupid. What? God, that's really dumb.
I mean,
Dude,
if you were
knock
going to
it
send
down a
someone
couple
into
points.
another world, I mean, that would be the power to have. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Yuma's
know,
kind of
man.
a special exception anyway, so it's like, we don't know.
It doesn't make sense. Why would you introduce this as like, to me at least, it seemed like a relatively important thing that they were talking about.
They did though.
And
I
then-
even remember that it got explained.
No, but it got explained, but they're not going to expand upon it.
Well, I never said that. For right now, all you know is only a couple people with
It's
side
dumb.
effects.
It's dumb.
For now.
It's dumb.
For now.
I hate it.
This is why we should have watched the full thing.
I've got to complain about it.
Exactly.
Feature length episode.
I
Oh, my
would.
goodness.
I simply could not.
Yeah.
This is
Did you think
already
Replica was a
feature-length
side effect?
episode. No.
Okay,
he was
good.
he was a Tryon soldier. That's what they said.
Yes, good.
Yeah. See, I watched the show. Don't come at me like I didn't watch it.
I didn't say it. I just wanted to know what you
You
thought
were
a side
thinking
effect
about
was.
it. Though.
We're quizzing
You were
you
thinking
now.
of- Yeah. Now is this? Did Chuck actually pay attention, or did he just play Hearthstone the whole time?
Dude, I
We'll
play
never
Hearthstone
know.
the whole time. But yeah, again, not a lot of the characters have side effects. That's what I want to get the point across. It's all about just how well they use their brain and their swords and their
That's
guns.
dumb.
It's exactly how Four Eyes managed to stay in there because he
Yeah.
just uses his brain.
Starts thinking.
Does he
he's
even
got
have?
that.
He doesn't have a side effect, right?
This man, no, Osamu has the lowest amount of Tryon imaginable. Literally, this man
No,
does not have
literally, that's
Tryon.
true.
Oh my goodness, just
That's
it's
so good.
it's such a weird, like, on paper, it's such a weird thing that he's just like so weak, but the payoff is
I
good.
kind of like that. It
It's-
makes
it's
him. He
different.
needs his friends to be strong. You know.
Exactly.
I respect that.
I promise you, it pays off. But anyways, we did talk about the fight with the red guy, as with Yonea and like the group of B rank and A rank agents. Again, that was the best part for me. We also have mini battles between some of the enemies. We have Enadora, who started fighting Soundboy and his squad, which was
The good fight.
I like that fight. They eventually make it into border headquarters to fight alongside the commander in chief, or the chief fighting guy. I keep forgetting his name, despite him being one of the most handsomest people I've ever seen. No, what is his
I
name?
know who you're talking about.
I don't remember his name, but he's big sword man. I like the tactics there too. They just had better technology to kind of trick him with to analyze his trigger, and Enadora eventually doesn't even get yeeted by border. He gets yeeted by his own kind. So that was weird. I didn't expect
Dude.
death so early.
That metal guy. That fight. I don't remember that fight.
Which one?
The one with Jin and the guy who has metal or something.
Oh, he was. They weren't. Well, Jin technically wasn't fighting. He was just holding him off.
They weren't fighting, but it was combat.
Yeah, he was holding him off.
It was still a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I apparently have a lot more gripes with this show than I thought I did.
Jin. Think of Jin as like the chess player. This man's playing 4D chess while everybody's playing like Call of Duty right now. So he's just making sure that things go right in this sort of kind of timeline, in a sense. So that's why he's not really fighting, and that's why there wasn't too much of a fight. It's more like, he's shooting.
But it was boring. Why'd you put a whole lot of time into showing it?
Well, easy. We got to make sure that the marbles fall where the marbles need to go.
No, we just have to pad for time.
Well, Toei, that's true for Toei, yeah. But yeah, then we also get the one-on-one between Yuma and Visa, which is I like the ending of that fight a lot. But
like the credit card?
Yeah, exactly. The MasterCard Visa.
No, it's a Visa, not a MasterCard.
No, it's an American Express.
No, it's a Visa, not an American Express.
No, it's a PayPal.
No, it's not PayPal, it's American Express.
No, it's Master Blard.
Master Blard. Oh, man. But yeah, they have a pretty engaging fight. I just like old men who are cocky. That's probably one of my low-key favorite tropes. And that man was cocky as a man could be. But I think the highlight was it wasn't really a fight, but it was just like a race against time. At some point, Chica does get turned into a Tryon cube. The enemies do notice that she has a high volume of Tryon that they can use as their golden baby bird, which means nothing to you yet, but it'll play kind of a bigger role. And so it is now a race against basically everybody. Osamu's trying to make sure they don't catch Chica, and the enemies are trying to basically destroy everything in their path. It does lead into getting more introductions of characters and character powers. We get to see the Tamakoma teachers, the top guys of Tamakoma branch, go all out. I especially liked the fact that they did sprinkle in some characterization and development in between them. Like their specific quote unquote interactions, like Karasuma, and like, oh yeah, you're gonna die or you're gonna fail in this mission, but do what you can. Or Reiji, where it's like he starts also basically the same thing. Jin tells everybody you're gonna fail, but hold out as long as you can. Except for Konami. Konami is great.
Good.
But I do like that they sprinkled in some of that just to give you some extra kind of, incentive. As the time does tick down, all the pieces are in play. Osamu is just reaching the door of border to try and, basically it's like base when you're playing tag. Once you're at base, you're safe. However, two more neighbors show up. The main guy, Irene, and then the other girl with the red hair, who I only remember as girl with the red hair because I love red hair, Mira. And they try to shmoof on our boy Mikumo, and effectively do until Osamu's like, let me turn off my Tryon body so I can shmoof past them. And they're like, oh, we can just kill him now. So they effectively impale Osamu. And then they also impale Replica, and Replica's like, okay, new plan. Throw me into that portal. We're gonna end this battle right quick. As they do manage to catch Osamu and get a cube. However, Osamu pulls a bait and switch. Chica's hiding safely in a house, while that was a fake cube, and then their ship is effectively set to autopilot back to their planet, thanks to Professor Replica. Battle ends. Osamu is literally the only one that takes the damage. Man goes into a coma.
I mean, except for the 32 people who are kidnapped.
Oh yeah, but they're not dying. They're just cubes.
We don't know that.
Well, you're right. We are right. Actually, we don't know that.
Pino.
We don't know that. We'll say that. We don't know that. Anyways, after that, everybody is trying to rebuild. Everybody Osamu's ever met comes and visits him at his deathbed. I mean his hospital bed.
His alive bed.
His alive bed. Yuma is wondering where Replica is, which was a little. I felt bad for the boy. He was alone to begin with, but now he's actually alone without his little
But now he
professor.
has friend.
He does have friend. Osamu then starts recalling just his past, how he joined Border, how he was also just rejected because of his Tryon levels. And they're like, you could be an engineer, maybe an operator. And then he also remembers an incident with Chica in which her brother had to, went to the neighbor world, illegally. And then, they were breaking the news like, hey, he's gone. Which will play importance later. Anyways, Osamu recovers from the coma. Everybody's pretty happy. But the head honchos at Border are like, hey, we need a fall guy. We need somebody to take the...
we need to play Fall Guys.
We need to play Fall Guys. And Mikumo is going to be our number one.
He's gonna get the crown, the Victory Royale.
The Victory Royale, yeah, exactly. And so they have a press conference. The media is being the media, as Nappa told us. We hate the media. And they're like, who's the one responsible? Like, how did the enemy know that our C-rank agents didn't have the bailout function? And they're like, oh, yeah, because there was, this one C-rank agent that effectively, tried to save a school. And the media's like, where is he? Bring him out here. He shows up. Everybody's ready to dog on the guy. But Osamu sticks to his guns. He essentially says, hey, if I were in that scenario again, I'd do it. Like, I would go ahead and save them. Like, why would you do that, endangering many people in the future? And he's like, well, because future's not written yet. I'm saving the people now. And then they're like, oh, he's right. And then they reveal that they plan to make a rescue attempt for all the missing C-rank agents, as well as the missing people from the attack 4 years ago. So there's now a new goal in mind for Border, the human race, I guess, and as well as Osamu's squad, which is Yuma, Chica, and Osamu.
Did they ever get a group name, or are they just the...
They're Tamakoma too, but they'll call him Osamu. They call him Mikumo Squad. Like, it's usually just their leader, except for Suzanari Squad, but you don't know who that is yet. But they're weird. Don't know the naming format, but yeah, they get effectively a squad, and then we actually get a little tidbit of the beginning of the B rank wars, where Osamu cannot participate because he's still kind of healing up. But we do have Yuma and Chica and Shiori, our now hired operator, fighting the first B rank round, in which Yuma and Chica basically obliterate the enemies with no problem, and they manage to effectively get to the middle of the B rank ladder, which is hilarious to me that they did that. But yeah, after that, that is the end of the 38 episodes. What did you guys think of that half?
It was fine. The villains weren't as engaging as I hoped they were.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it kind of diminished it when they were just aliens with horns, and some of them have black triggers, and I don't know. It was like, it wasn't as engaging as it could be. Animation played a part with that. It was also the fact that they were just kind of evil to be evil.
In a sense.
I know they were there to harvest Tryon for war or whatever, but like, it wasn't. The motivations weren't there. They weren't charismatic enough, I guess.
I can agree with the, like, I couldn't care less about the villains.
Some of the fights were good, though.
They did have an ulterior motive that they did say. I don't remember which episode they said in the large scale invasion, but they had originally planned to leave Hughes, which is one of the neighbors they left behind, and as well as kill off Enadora. So they effectively did both of those things, which is what they mentioned at the end of the battle. So they are sowing some seeds for people who don't know past these 38 episodes. So
I don't know past these 38 episodes.
Yeah, but don't worry, that you don't need to worry about that right now.
Okay.
For now, the enemies, the fights were cool. Some of them, the personalities not as much. But yeah, that is effectively Yeah, I mean, what anything else you guys want to bring up in between this section, or anything else you wanted to talk about?
I thought the
I
B
don't
rank
know.
wars kind of dragged on. I didn't really get that.
How many episodes did you watch?
What? 48.
The
Oh, we
B-rank-
just
what
watched 38. Oh, I watched ahead. I watched a little more.
Oh.
Oh, how many did you watch?
I watched 48. I watched as many as there were on Crunchyroll for the
For the dub. Yeah. So the funny thing, so I guess I'll talk about that. So the dub didn't dub the filler episodes, which is why there's only 48 English dubbed, and then they jump all the way to like 63 or something. It's probably 63. Yeah.
Oh.
And so that's why the dub, yeah, if we watch the filler, that's why I wanted to put it on a different filler times, like a different filler kind of episode, because literally they don't have a dub for it, because they did, canon only. But yeah, good point.
Okay.
That's weird. If you told us you watched up to 48, I would have forced us to watch 48.
I would have not watched up to 48.
We had a lot of time.
Yeah, and I slacked off.
I watched 38
watched-
episodes twice.
Yeah, but I was watching other things like the first 2 episodes of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's that's true. That's fair. That's pretty fair.
No
Yeah.
need to come at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I watched a little ahead, but I thought B rank war. I was like, why can't they just move up? Why do they gotta fight each other?
Well, we gotta know who the best of the best, because then they gotta
guess.
challenge the A ranks. Again,
Oh, cool.
for Garb, since he actually watched ahead, they did make that feel a lot longer than it should. They improve on that on season 2 tremendously,
Okay.
and season 3 by leaps and bounds. But they do feel a tad long. They're a lot shorter than I remembered, though. So I guess I see your point. I agree with your point. Might have to rewatch it to find out again.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Chuck,
Well, I'm
you
kind of
were saying
excited to
something?
watch more then.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's a fun series.
It's definitely one of those popcorn anime that I always like talking about.
Yeah.
That are just you don't have to really pay that much attention, especially when there's a dub. You just kind of chill and you do it, and you're like, wow, that's a dub, all right, and that's a shonen, and like it was fine. I don't. It's definitely not the best shonen I've ever watched. It's not the worst shonen I've watched. It's definitely a very middle of the road, at least anime wise. Cannot say for the manga. I assume the manga's better because the manga is almost always better.
Leaps and bounds.
There are very specific cases where manga and anime are equal or anime is better. But I don't know, man. It was enjoyable, but like I don't know. I don't know why I'm still like, maybe it's just because it took a long, like I watched it over the course of like a month, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was fun, but it was very much just like, okay, this is a time that I'm having.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have no super like strong opinions beyond just like things I think are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And the show, like, it was fine. I don't got that many complaints besides animation, some of the dub,
Exactly.
background, whatever. It's fine. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and it was just a shonen that you could watch in the background.
I do like how different this one is. I mean, like we've watched a good amount of shonen on the podcast as well, and on our own time.
Yes.
I guess I wouldn't be wrong to say like we're pretty used to having like a overconfident, strong, more charismatic kind of like protagonist to be in the show, and to have a weird contrast of very, very basic looking, weak, and at first glance just normal guy, average looking guy is very, very strange. I don't like, at least for me, this might be one, if not like maybe one of the first couple of like shonen series where I'm just like, this guy's just a normal dude. He's just a guy.
Like, but also on the flip side of that, there's a reason why there's not a lot of them. Because having
It's
an
hard.
interesting protagonist is so much more engaging, so much quicker. And like, yes, you can have some interesting characters around the main character, which they did with Osamu. They have basically all of Tomokoma branch are more interesting, especially the A rank team, I guess. Are they A rank or are they S rank?
They're A rank. They're technically not ranked. They can't participate in the rank wars because their triggers are just.
They're ass rank, ass rank. But regardless, like you can only surround, and I know there's gonna be a point in the story where there's gonna be the whole like, oh my goodness, I'm going to save Yuma. I'm Osamu, and I'm going to use my power to do the things, and it's gonna be great. But until that point, Osamu's really not that engaging of a character. He's the stereotypical, like, white bread, I fight for, like, the people because that's what justice is. You know? I understand that by the end, I thought him kind of standing up for his actions at the press conference on, like, the last 2 episodes, I thought that was the best that I've seen of him yet.
Yeah.
Because that's him taking accountability for what he cannot do, which is a big part of his character. Him showing that he can be charismatic and that he can have a presence when he needs to. And it just was a lot more engaging. I'm like, okay, this guy is like going somewhere. For the first 30 episodes, I'd say, it was just a lot of the same. A lot of, oh, I'm trying to grow stronger, but I'm weak. I don't have Tryon. Oh, all these people I'm surrounded by are like much cooler.
Yeah, they really shove that in your face. They're like, this guy's...
and it's just like, I don't know, man. I understand why you're doing it. I understand why you're trying to...
I like what it represents, you know, the fact that he doesn't have a lot of Tryon, but he's B rank anyway, and presumably will eventually be A.
Like conceptually works well.
I like what that represents, but the character is kind of boring.
Yeah, it also gives the viewer kind of that stepping in point to not be the super powered protagonist, but also it's fun to watch the super powered protagonist.
It's true.
But even with like the quote unquote super powered protagonist, you can make them fallible. You can make, your Hinata Shoyo. You can make your, like, even Goku at some points where they just get rocked. They just get their socks kicked in.
Wow, I wouldn't want my socks kicked in. That sounds painful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. but there are points where you can still humble, like, your very strong protagonist. There's abilities to do that without having to, do power creep or depowering him, because that's the thing that I fucking hate when they take powers away and they're like, now you're shit, and I'm like,
that's like every Metroid game.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have a lot of issues. I guess I have a lot of issues with Osamu. I never thought about this until right now.
Everybody hates Osamu.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
It's the question as to why.
You're taking all these. You need to take all these extra steps, I guess, to establish this character as a strong and like kind of like important character.
Well,
I get it.
They kind of twisted it around with what you didn't see, where like right after where that season ends.
Yeah.
Like after the B Wars, it ends with them fighting the same neighbor that came in at the very start that attacked them, and Osamu defeats it. And I thought, whenever that was what we watched, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's a good conclusion to reach okay, he did grow as a fighter,
But still, 38 episodes in, it's and you're finally getting to like finishing the setup. You haven't even gotten to the payoff yet. You're finishing setting up. It's
pacing.
It's a lot of legwork for something that didn't need to be as difficult as you make it. And yes, I understand like the kind of dedication and like trying to get that story across. Totally understandable. Think that's great. but it just seems like you could have
But
I
Chuck,
don't know, man.
without characters like Osamu, how are we going to have easy Halloween and cosplay outfits? You just throw some glasses on, and you're
I don't
Osamu.
have black hair. I'm not short like him.
He's 5'6". I'm 5'6".
I'm not skinny.
I know
Like,
the
I'm not
perfect
him.
man.
I'm simply
Blue jacket.
Blue jacket. I
If
have a blue
anything,
jacket.
you know what? This won't work as much for Garb because you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but for Pino specifically,
Right.
Give you a character like Leorio. That man is underpowered as hell in that world.
Yeah.
That man is always fighting for his life.
That man's a doctor. I love
Yeah,
him.
he's relative, like, on a surface level, he's pretty bland, as like you could say. You know, he's a doctor trying to save because he saw his friend die because he didn't have, whatever, didn't have money to pay for it. Yeah, they didn't have nanomachines, and so he's doing this for the
DNA
money
soul.
so that he can, like, in his like goal, and like great, but like you can still make this underpowered character so interesting, and like I get they're trying to do that with Osamu with like being the leader and commander and stuff, but like he doesn't have that extra step for me right now that Leorio did. Leorio
does have the personality though.
he has this bigger than life presence that helps those physical shortcomings basically.
Right.
But Osamu doesn't really have anything to supplement what he's lost in like his power besides his I'm gonna do it for justice and I'm gonna work real hard. That isn't enough for me to make this character interesting enough. I don't know.
No, I mean, I completely understand.
I didn't mean to talk for 15 minutes about Osamu.
You're good, dude. It's all right. Take it easy, man.
I didn't know
You're good.
It's just a character.
I didn't know I had that many opinions on Osamu as a character.
I've heard this many times. I've read it many times. People who start the series, there's always a post on the subreddit where it's just like, why is Osamu like this? Why is he like? Why does it have to be this way? I promise you,
was I better spoken than most?
You're
people?
more well spoken. A lot more people are just like, why isn't he strong? Like they'll be. It's basically.
Why does he suck?
Why does he suck? Like, does he get good?
Man?
Yeah.
Does he get good?
Again, I think the thing that Osamu's presence is very muted, kind of like the color scheme. It's he does have a presence. It's just it's not easily as identifiable in this part of the story.
And he's always around these huge personalities that overshadow him so greatly.
Exactly.
Which I understand is probably another stylistic choice of being like, oh, he's just the littlest tadpole in a huge pond, and he's gonna make it big someday. Yeah, and so it doesn't. I don't know why I have these strong opinions.
Because you're vested. These first 38 episodes, I don't think the anime does a good job on it, but the manga really kind of hits the nail on the head where it's like, yeah, these people, there's going to be stronger people than you, but you're going to have to think your way around it. Like, I think even Yuma says it in the anime. Like, his dad told him like three things about life. One of them was like, if you can't win, think your way out of it or something like that. That's going to be Osamu's selling point. And it wasn't as noticeable in this 38 episodes, but it does become more of his personality and more of his thing, because he's the strategist essentially. So he's going to be his moments aren't going to be big and explosive. His moments are going to be more subdued, which I like, but you'll see in the future.
I get it. I don't know. It just I think what it is for me, it's how long it's taking. I think it's really just Toei. I don't think it's a fault of the character or how the story's progressing. I think it's the anime. And you're probably gonna be like, yep. That's right.
No, it's true. It's 100%. Like this adaptation, despite me again being crazy and watching it and loving it, it's a slog.
Yeah.
It is not fun. A lot of people give the recommendation if you can't make it past the first 22 episodes, and if you don't enjoy anything about it, you might as well just drop it.
I can see that. I don't know.
Some people give it at least until the end of the large scale invasion, but
I feel like I wouldn't have dropped this just because I can see it's going somewhere, and I see that it has a lot of interesting ideas. I know we still have like a whole character section, but like it's there's a lot of like cool, unique details about this whole world, and these characters, minus Osamu, are really engaging for the most part. They work really well as like individuals. They stand out from each other. They have really nice designs, and like
I feel like
you can tell
did that on purpose. I feel like he did this on purpose.
No,
I don't know why.
I know they did.
It's so weird though, right? It's weird.
It does feel weird because you're like, oh, the man who looks like a background character in any other show is the main character, which I get it. I can almost guarantee you it was a conscious choice to make him look like that, and no other characters really look like him. Not even any of the background characters that I've seen. Like he has the bland anime boy look like patented in this world.
He's the quintessential.
He is. I know that it's on purpose. I know that there's reasons. I know there's going to be like a big old, hey, this is the thing now. I'm stepping out of the cage and I'm ripping off. And like, until that point, it's kind of just not as engaging to watch as a lot of other shonen.
I feel you. No, again, 100%. I get you.
God, I've been talking for far too long.
I like when you guys are passionate. It's good.
Yeah.
Because it means...
because there's something there.
Exactly. It means there's something there.
There's something there for me because I can feel it. I enjoyed watching the show despite my many, many gripes with it. It was an enjoyable time. I was like, obviously, there were points where I was like, oh my fucking God, are you seriously doing this now?
Are you seriously yelling for a minute and a half?
It is so dumb at points, but like they're still there. It's still there for me, and I'm like, God. Anyway, sorry, that was my 20-minute rant about many things in World Trigger. That's also
says you mean Chuck got triggered.
guys, the World Trigger facts are the best part of this show by far.
Yes.
Watch those dubbed. That's all I can say.
Those are, if without those, I feel like this show would probably not hook people. I feel because it gives personality to characters which don't have that personality.
It gives you a quick and dirty way to give characters personality that will not get enough screen time, and can kind of bend the rules a little bit. Not that they're like so frigid in like these situations that they're in now, because this isn't a slice of life. They're not going to show them like really walking to school and just chilling and nothing happening, right? They just simply cannot. So like substituting that with this more what's it called, like jokey approach really worked for me, and also just like good way to kind of summarize a lot of information at a time, and then when they don't have any information to summarize and they just do jokes,
just goofy.
When half of Replica was making the jokes, that was great. And then I feel like I've been here for a year and a half. It's like those two were just really funny.
Dude, my favorite one, I think there's one exchange with Jin and Osamu, and like Jin's like pulling his leg, and he's like, I'm just teasing you, Four Eyes. He's like, oh cool, so are we friends now? Like, that's so wholesome, that boy. He just wants friends.
Yeah, it's good. I really enjoy those parts, and I don't know.
I'm glad I watched through them this time, because originally I didn't, which is a big shocker to me because I'm a big fan of those stuff. Oh man, but yeah, this anime adaptation is something.
It really is something.
In order to save some time, let's go ahead and go over some characters. We don't need to go over Osamu. We've gone over him quite enough.
Do you have anything about Osamu?
I'm just surprised. The only thing I'll say about Osamu is going to be kind of meta. In one of the manga volumes, there is like a kind of like, what agent are you? Like a like the quizzes we used to do in a sense.
We still do. What are you talking about?
Yeah. The first time I did it, I got Osamu. 2 years later, I did it again. I got Osamu.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. You are Osamu.
I did. It just makes me laugh.
You are Osamu. I hate.
This is impossible.
Was this like in the manga?
It was in the manga. Yeah, I'll get you an image for that. It's great.
Nice.
It's goated.
Yeah, that's absolutely. You are absolutely Osamu.
This is great.
No disrespect.
No, don't worry. I
Osamu.
like being Osamu. It's funny. You know why? Okay,
Why?
this is gonna be so weird. So you know how you all three of us are like friends, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the best when it comes to games. I hope you guys already know that. Mario Kart, Hearthstone, any kind of multiplayer games we played, I'm usually 5th place. I feel as weak as Osamu sometimes. This character really resonated with me.
Yeah.
He's so
good.
pathetic. He's so pathetic. He reminds me of me. And that's why I love that man to death. Anyways.
Yeah.
He's doing his best, darn it. That's all you can ask for out of a pro tag.
It's true. But yeah, he's just a boy. He's a good boy. I love him. He's just the best. I don't know. He just hits all the marks for me. I've never thought I'd say that about a bland character, but I love Osamu. We'll talk about Yuma. Yuma Kuga, our 14-year-old neighbor who is also slowly dying, which I omitted from the plot.
Yeah.
This man's slowly dying.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Body. Yeah, that's not his body. His body's in the little ring, slowly dying.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, Garb, were you not paying attention?
Not that part. Nope. I spaced out.
The whole tragic backstory of his father getting annihilated and becoming
I remember
Black
that
Trigger.
part. Whenever, he like faded into light or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
I was kind of there. I was in and out.
I like his growth. I mentioned it during the plot where he was just like he had no empathy at the beginning. He's just like, why? Why do I need to do that? Like, why? He was like a little sassy. Here, I just got hit by a car. Here you go. Now I actually broke your leg. Have fun. And then he slowly just like being next to Osamu is just like, I guess I should be nice. He's pretty nice to me. Feels good being nice. But yeah, I think my favorite bit is him trying to learn to ride the bicycle. It's funny to me. He just ends up in the water. But yeah, it's a sharp contrast. You have a bland looking character and then a unique kind of white haired kid who's also very overpowered and also just styling on nerds, dabbing all over the place. It's my favorite thing. Yuma's a good boy.
He's fun. He grew on me. He was definitely a that alien fish out of water character that, we all know. He worked well though. Wasn't as grating, and like he grew out of that kind of quickly. Obviously there's still the small things that he doesn't know, but for the most part it's like, okay, he's got it now. Which I appreciate. He's a fun character though.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Chika Amatori. She is baby with V mouth, which is funny to me. I like, I don't know, I like the funny faces that each of these characters make. They have the duck faces. Chika has her little V smile. I don't know.
I do enjoy like the more animated way that like they kind of do like talking and like expressions. The expressions I like a lot. And I know that sometimes it can feel iffy because sometimes they're just not well done. They don't blend with the story as well. Like, for example, we all know that what did we watch for episode 69? That shitty
yeah.
Panties one.
The angel one.
Yes.
Angel shit. That one was awful. I thought that was the combining of different like expressions and like styles of characters, how they're drawn, just did not work for me. This works a lot better because it's a little bit more like pulled back. So it's more just
rounded off.
expression wise.
And everybody does it. Which is weird.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not one character doing it. They all kind of have their own like little like silly faces that they do, and like it fits because everyone in the world does it, not just one pervert.
Gives them all
So
personality.
like it worked really well. Yeah.
I'm always happy to say that like that trend doesn't stop. It's everywhere throughout the entire series. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I've like even you can see it in the manga, and you can like from what I've just seen, like that's it's a carryover from the manga, which I appreciate.
That's why
I assumed. Yeah.
That's why I like the little ending credits, because that's like the character models, or not models, but the designs are like you said, just ripped from the manga. It's great.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, Chika, good girl. She just happens to blow a big hole in the wall and doesn't really do much. A lot of people don't like Chika at this point in the story, just because she doesn't do anything. Yeah, they just want her to do stuff.
Yeah.
She was a solid number 2 out of the 3 main.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
I don't know. I thought, she was just kind of there. It's like, oh, she's powerful, so she's got to be here, even though
but she's also like
want
she was
to
13,
join border.
She's like 13.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
I love that
That's-
she's just the MacGuffin for some reason.
that's
Like
just-
at this point,
That's a little fucked up.
it is a little fucked up.
They're and all of them are like, isn't Osamu like 17?
Osamu's 15.
Osamu's 15. Yeah.
What the
And
fuck?
Yuma's 14, yeah.
Yeah, they're all babies.
Well,
they're
Liz
all
is an
kids.
alien, so
Well,
that's
well,
different.
during
But
during
fuck?
the like some of the stuff at border, they're like, they're just letting anyone in now, and I'm like, yeah, they're fucking children, of course.
Yeah. I think they did explain it. They said children have like, they can develop their whatever the trion gland is like better. Like, so like if you do it young, you'll be able to like increase it later on. That's why that one head commander has it. That's why I'll look it up. I'll find it. But that's what they said. They said young people they have it better. It just disappears as you get older if you don't practice it.
That's still weird that they're just putting them in the line
You said
of
Jack
battle.
the Ripper.
Yeah. Starting to see heads and eyeballs in jars. Yeah.
Starting to see heavy metal playing in the background.
Oh boy.
Rules of nature. But yeah, that's Chika Matori. Let's talk about Professor Replica. He's a rice cooker. My favorite bit was when they thought he was a rice cooker.
Yep, that was the best part. Replica was, bland mentor.
Well, but he's just a robot, so.
I know.
And he
he's
had
just a
jokes.
robot, so I'm not as mean as
He's
I
like
could
the
be.
pod.
The pod.
We like the pod.
He's a Tide Pod.
Oh,
Don't eat
no.
him.
I can't believe it. But yeah, I liked his character. I understand why he's gone. I think it helps a lot that he's gone. It also gives him a reason to want to go to the other worlds again, just to find the remains, because it's hinted that he's still around. But
Yeah.
you never know. You never know.
He's gonna be
He served his
around.
purpose for that part of the story.
He's gonna come back. I know it.
God, I wish I knew it. Anyways,
You do know it.
I don't know it.
You know it.
I
don't
don't.
lie. Don't lie to me.
I don't. Let's talk about the Power Elite Jin, Yuichi Jin.
Jin's great. He's a little shitter, and I love him.
He is. He's a menace, but he's a good menace.
He is a menace, and I love him for it because he's like, yeah, no, I can tell the future, but also like, want to have a rice cake,
Exactly, dude. His room is full of just
Fried rice
cakes.
crackers.
I thought that was so funny. It's like, what is this room storage? No, this is Jin's room, and I'm like, yep, that's a good goof. That's a good gag right there, guys.
So a nice little tidbit. Jin's character, the author had 2 kind of like one shots prior to this.
Yes, I
he
did
showed up in
see
one of them. Yeah, so
Yes.
didn't
Didn't he show up in like it was like chapter 300 or something? It
Uh,
was called.
don't know, but his spinoff is called I think it's actually literally called the Power Elite Jin. And that was like in 2011, so it's like 2 years before.
I see.
The
Dude,
thing.
he's the Power Elite.
Dude, he's powering and eluding. Yotaro is also that old too. He shows up in that in that spinoff. So the oldest designs are now Jin and Yotaro.
Good.
Speaking of which, Yotaro, a little boy with his capybara, Raijin Maru.
Dude.
He
shout
rides
out
him
to
around.
Rajimaru.
rides him around, dude. If
you let me through, you can rub Regimaru's belly with both hands.
Dude, both hands, dude. Wow.
He's not an animal. He's a vehicle. Vehicles have to be parked.
He's an animal. They don't let animals in the hospital.
I thought it was very funny.
Oh my gosh.
There's some good goofs for a character that has no functional purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about somebody else now.
Can we talk about the other people at Tamakoma Branch?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why we talked about Yotaro. Let's talk about Shiori Usami, the best operator. Some might argue. She's
very fun. I thought she was very good. Also, I like the backstory of her with the other guy in the main branch for a little bit. Yeah,
he was with
that was a fun little touch.
Soya's squad. Yeah, Kazama.
Edgy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's also cousins with one of the top break agents, Yonea, which is cool. Yeah, she's just a bubble of energy. I love her.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her. She was like she's always a breath of fresh air, because you have characters like Jin to kind of lift that light, and sometimes like Konami with being pranked. Mm-hmm. But like, there's not a whole lot of like super light characters, and just having her around while also being a competent and not a terrible person is really nice.
Yeah, exactly. She's got a job. She's got shit to do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's great. I like her a lot.
Yeah,
she's wonderful. Let's talk about our three probably strongest members of Border. Let's talk about Konami, Kirei Konami, the girl who gets pranked on like every second of the show, which is hilarious to me.
Konami's nice.
She's great.
I wish they didn't cut her hair when she transforms.
I'll kid you not, when I first read it, I'm like, who is this chick they just introduced? And I'm just like, oh, that's just your try-on body. You just decided to cut your hair in that body.
Well,
I guess it makes sense.
When you're out in the battle, you don't want that getting in the way.
It's true.
It makes sense, but like, I think she's cuter with the long hair.
Fair. True.
So true, bestie.
She doesn't like weaklings. That's why she chose Yuma as the mentee, which is or the trainee, which is hilarious to me as well. She's like, I'm choosing this one.
I do like how like sassy she is with Yuma. Mm-hmm. Also, I like all the chibi designs.
Yes,
they're all great. They all make me laugh.
Konami, I think she's like maybe 5th or 4th ranked. I don't remember, but she's one of the strongest attackers, which is really nice to have.
She's good.
All right. After that, we have we'll talk about Tori Maru. That's his nickname, but his name is actually Karasuma. He's the other second bland looking character in Tamakoma Branch. But he's the one who memes and dunks on Konami every second.
He's a funny little prankster.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I lied about that. That's a lie.
That was so good.
That was a lie.
Dude, every time he does it, especially in the ending bits where he pranks Osamu, he's like, and then when Osamu learns, he's like, you're learning so much, I've taught you. He's so funny. It's weird because he looks older, but he's like 16, I think.
Yeah, they're all like teenagers. Mm-hmm. Except for branch leader man, who looks like Maze Hughes from Full Metal, and I can't unsee it, and it makes me sad every time I see him.
Karasuma, I like his trigger, his I don't know, his Geist. It's just like, okay, you get like 3 minutes of boosted energy. I'm just like, that's what I like to see. Oh well, see ya. We didn't get to see it too much. He's also a responsible man. He has like part-time jobs like almost every day. I don't know if you noticed that. He just goes to work.
Child soldier and has part-time jobs.
That's don't we all? Truly.
What does the economy come to?
The war economy. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, no. Last but not least, I want to talk about a hunk of a man, Reiji.
What a big beefy boy that
Kizaki. Guy is. Man, that guy, he's cool. I don't know.
He is cool. We don't get a lot.
He's chill.
What is his trigger? His fists. This man, you've only seen him throwing hands.
It's good. I like it. I like that he's just like, square the fuck up. What are you going to do about it?
I like his relationship with Chika. It's like I feel like it's just like father-son kind of father-daughter.
It feels like Big Brother type.
Yeah. And like he's like very bland, but like when he opens up, he's still very blunt, but you can tell he cares, especially when he talked about his dad. He's like, I don't know if he did the good thing or not. All I know is he saved people. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's cool. Again, if you just fight with your hands, you're cool. So
yeah, if you're squaring up against aliens, I think you're pretty sick.
Exactly. And that's Tamakoma branch. I don't think there's anyone else worth talking about outside the branch.
Not really.
Not really.
You have
we've gone over them.
Yeah, we've got like at least the most important ones. People from Arashiyama Squad. You've got like Soundboy, Fred Flintstone,
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo. I do actually want to talk about. So he's not really an antagonist, but he's like the edgiest one. Shuji Miwa. He was the one guy who just hates neighbors uncontrollably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he had like a little bit of a character arc where he just up and hates him, and he's like, I hate him, but I don't hate you.
They killed my family, but you're all right.
Yeah,
You're okay, I guess.
He's just another pawn in Jin's chess game. He's like, I'm gonna give you Fujin. And it's like,
no, you're not.
Oh shoot, I got.
And then
Fujin.
he saves him anyway. Fuck.
Can't believe it. I got played.
The Miwa unit's fun. I think that it's an interesting set of people.
Yosuke is great too. I gotta love Spear Boy. That guy's based. He just wants to fight Yuma. He never got to fight Yuma. I hope you know that.
I know, it's sad. I cried.
It's very sad. Everybody else but him.
And farted.
Dude, he's shitsing.
I'm shitsing?
Alright. But that's all the characters that really matter. Everyone else comes more relevant later on anyway. So other than that, I don't have anything else to say. Other than I do have 4 volumes of the manga in front of me. I believe it is volume 19, where the author actually talks about how he felt during the hiatus. And let me just talk about that. It's kind of hard. It was kind of rough to read, but like he's really happy to be back, and like that people just kept supporting him even through the hiatus. So I'm like, I really respect the guy. Like he was just trying to get well to not let us down. And I'm like, it's pretty endearing. But yeah, I almost teared up reading it. But
everyone, don't yell at mangaka. They are under a lot of pressure.
They have a lot of stress
to make content that you get for basically free. So
yeah, it's hard being that, especially like all the health problems you can get with it too. I'm surprised Oda's, as well as he is. I'm not surprised that some people just stop writing altogether or just need to take a really long break.
Hunter.
I know that one hurts a lot, but I think he's like, isn't he just playing Dragon Quest? That's the meme, I think. The meme is he's playing Dragon Quest.
Well, he's just taking a break. I don't even know. Like, I haven't heard any negative news recently over the last year. So
yeah, I hope it comes back. Like honestly, like I meme about, haha, you don't have a chapter, but like, please come back. That's a good series.
Yeah, come back once every other month, and we'll be
maybe
fine.
switch over to do once a month or every other month. Yeah,
I'm not complaining for any new content, but anyways, that's it. That's the whole episode. We're not doing anything else.
Nothing else. Miscellaneous. There's a couple video games.
There's no miscellaneous.
Got it. So all 3 of the members.
Wait, guys.
What?
I'm hearing something.
You're hearing something.
I don't know if I told you.
Yeah.
But my side effect is that I can hear into the future.
Hear into the future. That's an interesting one.
It's not nearly as good as Jin's, but I'm trying.
It's also not nearly as good as the Kikuchihara.
Literally, it's the worst combination that I could have asked for. But that's what side effects are. They're bullshit.
What are you hearing, Mr. Bullshit?
I'm hearing something in the future. Let me relay of what I'm hearing.
All right.
Welcome to the 99th edition of Who's the Best Girl, the part of the podcast where each contestant put forward their choice for Best Girl of the episode and duke it out for title of Best Girl. Today our contestants, once again, Pino, Garb, myself, and the Patreon. Who are you each advocating for?
I pick Shiori.
Don't worry, I let him have it.
She's colloquial. She's just the best girl for everyone. I think we'll accept
Guys,
that. But
It's
go ahead.
I picked you Jin.
And I knew I was gonna flip flop. I'm picking Osamu Mikumo.
Of course you are, you absolute clown.
Oh my god.
What did the Patreon pick, Pino?
So Patreon, they were kind of debating between Raijin Maru and I believe they were also picking Professor Replica. Since they're tied, they're also picking Professor. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Let me go back. Yeah, they tied. I'll just talk about both of them lightly.
Cool.
But we'll honor Professor Replica since, well, he's
R.I.P.
gone. R.I.P. Raijin Maru, coconut doggy. What else do you need? He wore glasses. What else do you need?
He's classy.
Yeah,
understand
soft
that,
belly.
Capybara.
Soft belly.
I want to touch his belly.
I have nothing to
Nothing to say.
argue.
Yeah, capybara based. Professor Replica. I like his robot voice. It's very soothing. I think that's what they agreed on as well. If you ever needed an excuse for information dump, Replica's your guy.
Yeah.
Also, he's always supportive. He always, you ask him a question that you know damn well you have to answer yourself, and he's like, "That is for you to decide." And I'm just like, you know what? I need you in my life.
He was a little earbud.
He's a replica AirPods.
Airbud.
Try on, bud. But yeah, no, Professor Replica is great. Just again, if you have a rice cooker, probably get it in a different color.
No, get it in black.
Okay, get it in black. There's actually a YouTube video where like they have somebody made a replica like using like magnets, so like it just floats on this little table. It's pretty cool. I don't remember the link, but it's awesome.
I have to find this.
I'll look it up for you. Don't worry. But yeah, that's Replica. And I guess since I'm talking, let me talk about Osamu. Despite already having a 15-minute conversation or having Chuck 15 minutes talk about Osamu, I like calling these first 38 episodes. I call it the Mikumo movement, just because this is where Mikumo moves slightly towards the direction he's supposed to go in. You have a good-natured character just trying to do good, but then you actually get a character that doesn't noticeably grow, but is putting everything on the line to make sure that his future, his friends, everyone else is doing okay, like doing all right, to the point where he almost, basically sacrifices himself for the entire large-scale invasion effort. And especially that scene with the reporters, I really think that was, like you guys said, the strongest moment thus far in Mikumo's kind of just character growth, and it just stuck with me. It's just like this man, despite not having the ability to do so, is willing to put so much on the line.
Yeah,
and it's great. Plus the characterizations from the little chibi moments, again, just bring him even more to life. And I just enjoy the character. It's different than what is the norm, which is weird because he's the normal ass character, but it resonates with me a lot. So that's why Mikumo number one for me.
Mikumo's boring though. And
that hurts personally as well.
That hurts. And I took that personally.
You know who isn't boring? Yuichi Jin, because he likes to eat the funny little rice crackers.
Dude,
makes me want to try one.
Yeah. If you can pull off wearing a jacket and a t-shirt, call yourself a power elite, heck yeah.
He has the drip, he has the glasses, he has the funky hairstyle.
He caught you in 4K in the future in that one timeline.
And according to a Q&A, if you steal and eat Jin's rice crackers, he will send a whole box of them to your room without permission.
Yes! I'm so glad you found that.
So, good lore.
You said crunch crunch.
Yes. His likes include
Bonchi
rice crackers, women's butts, and working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And if that isn't the most iconic man you've ever heard of, I don't know who is.
Oh man, you
respect.
That's such a good thing, dude.
That's all I gotta say. I don't even have to argue anymore. He's just the best.
It's, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know what I was thinking But hey, at least he also has glasses. I had never seen him wear except for like a couple times, so that's cool, I guess.
They're more like goggles, I think, but you know.
Wow, I just read Osamu's trivia. He apparently made an appearance in the Psyche anime, Psyche Kuso. That's weird.
Jeez,
I gotta go watch it again.
No.
But yeah, that's a good pick. But I guess we have to now listen to the truth that is Garb. Garb, go ahead.
Man, Shiori's just so cute. She's positive, she brings people together, and she's a good character. Too bad she didn't get brought on until like the very end. But
Absolutely.
You know,
Shiori is great. You're right.
She also likes glasses.
We
glasses
picked the glasses.
You
Dude,
know,
I can't believe they finally made the glasses trigger, dude. Makes you dizzy,
we just
though.
love her. She
It's
brings
true.
people together, man.
Oh, man. She's actually really fun. Like, as the series goes on, she's more playful. And even in the filler, because I ended up watching the filler while we watched all this, she's even more of a presence, which is great. Shiori's great. I don't know, man.
We have to
Good
pick
one.
the glasses girl. Someone has to pick her. for
Someone
best
has to.
girl.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows the rules.
Everybody knows the rules. I do like her chibi outfit as well, or her
Mhm.
chibi design. I like them all. All the chibi designs are perfect. So
Exactly. The three face, that's what I like to call it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's equals 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. I think that's it though.
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
guys-
if you're disappointed that I didn't pick Konami,
Konami goated though.
it's because well, I'll give you a little secret. There's another redhead that I will be picking for the next time we watch this anime, hands down. So, but if you disagree with any of that, well, that's fair.
Okay.
Send us an email
guys.
though.
Right, send us an email at funkyanimePodcast@gmail.com.
Email.
We got emails.
Awesome.
We got a couple
Yo.
emails.
Oh wow.
First, Alex asks, fruit. Are there any fruits that you think taste worse / better than their artificial counterparts?
That tastes better
No.
than their artificial counterpart.
Blue raspberry, because blue raspberry isn't a real fruit.
So,
No.
are you asking if I like the fake tasting or the real fruit?
Yeah. What is there a fruit that tastes worse in real life and fake is better? I mean, cherry probably. I don't like cherries.
What?
Yeah,
You never had maraschino cherries. then.
I've had maraschino. What are you talking about? Of course I've had maraschino cherries. Don't come at me like this.
Mm,
You haven't had
Don't come at
good
me.
maraschino cherries.
Yes, I have. They're bad.
What the
I
fuck?
like Welch's grape juice better than grapes.
What?
Yeah.
No, man.
Specifically
I will
Welch's
eat.
grape juice.
I can't ever. I like grapes with seeds still in them, but I can't ever find them. Everyone's like, nope, you want seedless? No. Gimme that seed. I want to crunch it.
Wait, I changed my answer. I've given up on grape juice since like the age of 13.
I
Don't
drink
lie to
cranberry
us. Don't
juice.
try
No,
and
no,
save
I
face,
swear,
Pino.
no. Being 100% for real, everything I drank from the like maybe the age of 4 till like maybe 13 or 14 was grape juice.
That's why
I
you're so
no
short.
longer wish to drink or consume any grape products.
Yeah. I was that way. I ate too much ranch as a kid, and now it's like I can never
I
have
drank a
ranch
lot of
again.
milk. That's why I'm tall.
That's not true. Because
That's
Anyway-
not true. I drank a lot of milk. Also, I
Anyway,
like
blue
orange juice.
raspberry.
Actually, orange and orange juice taste
No,
kinda
that's
the
not.
same.
That's not artificial taste though. That's just oranges.
But what if
smushed. If you said Sunny D, I'd accept it.
what if I said sour apple flavor in like in like an ice like
That's
a
fine.
Italian ice?
That's fine.
Because it tastes sweeter. Well, no, because I like green apple.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard
Guys-
question.
guys,
I like fruits
guys,
too much.
Fruits are
Fruits are
cool.
nice.
Guys, next
Eat your
one.
fruits. Eat
Even
your
a
veggies.
vegetable. Yeah.
Guys, next one.
Ketchup.
Email
Sorry.
next one from Brady.
Tomatoes are fruit. Well, it counts.
Brady asks, are there any anime crossovers that you would like to see regardless if it's unlikely or not, like One Piece and Bobobo or Kaguya and Komi-san?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Is there any
Man.
crossover you want?
That's hard because I have to think of all of them, and then I have to think of a combination of every
That would
single
work.
one.
I've already
Yeah.
gotten my Haikyuu Nisekoi. So like
Oh,
really what
right.
else is there?
You're right.
Truly. I don't even know. I'm trying
Can
to
I
look
just
at
say
like
something batshit crazy like Death
Yeah.
Note and Love Live?
Yeah, I think that's good. Literally anything with Love Live will be great. Like,
Yeah.
just throw them in there and like it's
Ruby
fine.
gets a Death Note.
Ruby, you're no more because of that music video. I didn't like it. Just kidding.
No.
Let me look at my anime list real quick. Just
Also, maybe just like classics, like put together like Dragon Ball and like Yu Yu Hakusho. Or no,
Yeah, but a
Yu
lot
Yu
of those have already
Hakusho and
happened
Hunter x
too.
Hunter.
Like there was a
Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. That's what I want.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd actually like to see Lupin the Third.
More like Lupin the Turd, am I right?
Hey, what are you from New York? What Lupin the Third? Anyways, I'd like to see Lupin the Third cross over with Durarara for some reason. I just feel like that could work.
I feel like that could work. That
Ideally,
mystery
though,
element.
if it was an anime, I'd like to. Somebody put it in my mind. I think I saw it on Twitter. I'd like to see Scooby Doo and Lupin. Like, I'd like to see that.
That'd be fun. I think that'd be a good time.
honestly, you could pretty much put Bobobo in anything. That's a good
It's
jumping
true.
off point.
Yeah,
Just
that's fair.
Bobobo plus
you wanted-
anything.
If you want maximum insanity like Bobobo and Pop Team Epic, that would be
I
just,
don't think
that
I don't
would be
think
hard
they'd
to
be able
understand.
to make anything. I think it would just be just incomprehensible. Like just nothing. Anyway,
It is the void.
that's it. Also, finally, Alex asks, would you ever be interested in collabing with any other anime podcast? I don't know. That's
cool.
always a tough one because I really like what we got.
Mhm.
I've been on other podcasts. I don't know, like we've like thought about it. This is kind of just because I do a lot of the legwork for the podcast sometimes. Like
Because
we've
you're the
thought about-
tallest.
It's true. I have the longest legs, so I can do it the quickest.
I thought it made sense. Yeah. I have the shortest one. How would you expect me to do anything?
Short. We stand a short king, but
Wow.
but like I don't know. We've thought about it and like I've looked into it, but also like I've been on other podcasts. I don't know if we'll ever have someone else on this if it's like not for a main like series episode, maybe filler or whatever we do. But like I don't know. I really like what we got. It's very simple, very effective.
In scheduling, it's like, all right, well, we already got
doing
the
a
3
fourth.
years.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So maybe who knows?
It's something
Like,
we've always considered, but doing it for like the main show would kind of be hard. But we're definitely not opposed to it.
Yeah,
'cause
we
that would just be
definitely
silly.
have been under that consideration for a while. But who knows? Anyway, that's it.
That's the
That's
show.
emails.
Yeah.
Miss
That being
Hilarious.
said, Wooly, please call us.
Wooly, please tweet about us. That's all we need, Wooly. But yeah, Pino, video games,
What do you mean video games?
World Trigger.
Oh yeah, there were some video games. It's really weird to me. There was like a mobile game. Apparently it ended, but it was weird. I saw gameplay of the PSP one. Ooh, kind of rough around the edges,
You
but
mean
a cool
the
idea.
Vita one?
The Vita one, yeah. They're both the same thing. They were both relevant at the same time, right? PSP, PS Vita.
I mean, I can download it. I have a Vita.
I don't think it didn't look fun.
It looks like a visual novel.
Yeah. What?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
It uses touch controls. Never mind. Shit's garbage. I'm done.
And surprisingly, they have a lot of events in Japan with World Trigger. They had like the orchestra thing last year. They're doing a World Trigger Expo this week. I'm like surprised. Like I guess it's pretty big there. It's weird. I don't know. I like smaller series that no one knows about. That's the thing. Remember when One Piece was a smaller series no one knew about in the West?
No.
But that's mostly because 4 kids. All right, I'm ready for ratings. Would you like me to start?
I haven't even thought.
Go
I
for
have
it.
thought. You go
It'll
first,
give us
Pino.
time.
I'm gonna roast you.
Toei Animation really grinds my gears
Yeah.
to no end. This animation, this adaptation was interesting to say the least. Very slow, inconsistent. Some of the action scenes, depending on which one you focus on, pretty good. They do over the series do get better, but for these 38 episodes, oof, it's kind of rough. It's actually really rough. Story, I came from the manga. I like the story. I love it. Again, they did pad it a little too much, but I did enjoy the extra bits that they put in. Like there's a fishing section with Yotaro, which didn't really need to be there, but it was a nice little touch. It's weird. It's a love-hate relationship. I hate what they did, but it just feels like home to me. It just feels right for some reason. With that said, I am giving this a 3.6 out of 5. Just because I know even within the next part of season 1, it's visually better, and season 2 and 3, if we ever get to watch it, I'm giving those 5 out of 5. So I already know. But yeah, it's definitely worth reading more than watching. But again, if you prefer to watch, by all means, be my guest.
Garb.
I was also feeling 3.6. It's good, but yeah, it's got a couple pacing problems, but generally we see the manga being better a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in addition to 3.6 out of 5, it's read the manga out of 5.
Read the manga out of 5. Amen.
I mean, that's always the case, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Except for when you don't have a manga.
Guys, you might hate me for this.
I already am looking at it on the spreadsheet. So
never look at the spreadsheet.
But Pino needs to hear it from my own voice. Yeah. Giving it a 2.9.
That's fair.
It's just not a great animated series, man. Like, it's above average. It has a lot of good ideas, has good characters, has good music, but animation is frankly really not great. The pacing is awful. It's stretched out to all hell and back. So like, it's enjoyable to a degree. It's definitely not something that I could recommend to everyone. I'd probably just say read the manga and figure out if you like it from there. Just because that's usually my go-to anyway, if you read manga. But like, I don't know, 2.9. It's above average, but it's still kind of a ooh,
And again, we'll always have series here and there where it's either the adaptation's bad or it's just bad in general. Yep. Just make sure it's not Toei.
just please don't give your show to Toei. That's it.
Don't let your children animate this.
No.
But yeah, that was the podcast. What are we watching,
guys?
It's a big one.
Do
we want to say?
We're triple digits.
It's episode 100.
Are we gonna say it, or are we gonna leave it?
I think we were gonna say it. We can't hold them in suspense that long.
We could though.
We could.
No, okay. It's Neon Genesis Evangelion. How do you? I don't even know.
Jelly Jiggler.
Jelly Jiggler.
Jelly Jiggler.
We're taking a dive into a show that Eva.
None of us have seen it, right?
Nope.
Like,
we also, I want to just preface this. We're not excited to watch it. This is what
we're scared.
I've been dreading it because I know that I'm gonna have some issues with it. I feel it in my bones. It just feels like that kind of show that people are like, this is the best shit ever. And I'm going to be like, this isn't that great. Like it's cool and whatever, but like, it seems like a lot. And it seems like a little bit in and of itself. Also, only watching the series. We're not watching any of the movies because even though it'll flesh out the story, the series needs to hold up on its own. It's frankly ridiculous to ask me to watch 100 things if one piece of media released and then 5 years later they're like, oh, actually, there's something else. It's dumb. I think it's
I'm hesitant.
Kingdom Hearts.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying. If I can't enjoy a singular piece of media, like if it's the first piece and like the main piece, and I can't enjoy that one, why the fuck should I have to watch everything else to get it?
I promise Kingdom Hearts 2 is good, guys. Please.
Kingdom Hearts 2 I've played.
It's good.
No, yeah. I've just been dreading it. Also, to everyone in this in this call, in this recording right now, don't watch it on Netflix. Pirate it.
Yeah. Netflix fucked up the dub and the sub.
Yeah, they fucked up both of them. And they don't have the endings correct. So, like, just don't even do it there.
How do you fuck up the sub, too? Like, oh my gosh.
It's because they hate gay people.
Yar har har.
That's rough, yeah,
Yar
man.
har har.
To the high seas.
That is strange.
But yes, we are watching the original. I'm watching the original sub.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm going to try and find the dub, but I might just watch the original sub. We'll see.
Sure.
But yeah, hope you guys are excited for that. This has been the Funky Anime Podcast. The one who just got demoted from A rank back to B rank to join Chuck and Garb squad. Well, that's Pino. Hey,
one of us.
Power Elite.
One of us. One of us.
The all-arounder.
Jin got demoted too. It's fine.
No, but he's still A rank. This guy's a little bitch baby B rank.
Wow, dude. Shoot, until you find out how many other people just dropped. Anyways. No, I'm kidding. You guys got double points anyways. In the middle of the B rank class now is we got our all-rounder Chuck, who now switched to the gun because gun is good.
Gun is shoot.
Gun goes pew pew.
Yeah, I go shoot.
And then our man behind the chair, who's now eating a nice bag of potato chips. Well, that's Garb.
Would have been better if I had some rice crackers.
You know what? I'm so sorry. Let me send you a box. Let me send you a whole.
There we go. Now we're in business.
This has been the Funky Anime Podcast. If you haven't already, tell your mom you love her. And I apologize for this long episode.
I'm so sorry for this long episode, but take care. Tell your mom you love her. And we'll see you guys on the 100th episode of the Funky Anime Podcast. Get hyped.
Goodbye.
Yippee!